We just started. We just started. This is a family-friendly channel. Get muted. Wait, that was Annie.
Muted Annie.
Wrong one. There we go.
How dare you silence
That's
a woman
ruthless.
On Halloween.
on Halloween?
Anyway,
I'm calling my lawyer.
welcome
We have
to the internet. Have a look around. No. Hello, internet. Welcome to game. No.
But that's just a theory.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mark. No. Yeah, welcome to the stream. How we doing, internet?
Wow, what an impressive silence! That was such a long silence right there.
There was
I did not know we were capable of that.
Fun fact. Fun fact. When I drew
Mama. Sorry.
Fun fact. Speaking of Markiplier, when I drew a picture of Vincent for homework for class and I hung it up on the board, the first thing somebody said was, "Is that Markiplier?"
Wow. Wait. Hold on. Say that again.
Or don't.
So I drew a picture of Vincent for my drawing homework. For those of you who don't know, I mean, you should know, but Vincent is my
welcome all the new viewers to this.
Welcome new
Find
viewers.
the lore.
We hear this every week.
Vincent is my beloved, wonderful, beautiful, amazing
Fruity.
Cat.
Stop it! I know where you live. I don't, but so the bottom line is, the first thing somebody said when seeing a picture of his face was, well, a drawing of his face was, "Is that Markiplier?"
I mean, the beard, maybe?
Maybe.
That's all I can think of.
Maybe. I think now what we have to do is just go to the screening of the FNAF movie, shrink down the drawing, tape it to the inside of his glasses like it's Markiplier watching a stream of playing Five Nights at Freddy's, and then that'll be the true test to whether
He's your emotional support gamer boy.
Yes, that was actually the second thing someone said. Is he a gamer?
It would have been, really scary if they were like, "Is that Vincent?" Like,
imagine.
Can go?
Someone just knows.
Like, that's what you.
Someone is aware of the lore and goes to the same.
I know what you are.
Oh my god.
My professor said, "Do we know this person?" And I said, "No, the class does not know this person." He said, "I mean you."
What?
It's funny because, like, he stood up, he had his hands behind his back, and he stared at it for a while, and he said, "Do we know this person?" And he meant me. Anyway,
that's not what we mean.
Anyway, that's quite enough from me.
That's excellent.
I have a pitch for what we can watch.
I think we should watch the FNAF movie. We have it in Discord.
I think we'll get killed by YouTube if we do that.
We will be slaughtered.
Man, yeah.
Buy
not
the
gonna comment on that.
animatronics.
No one
acknowledged
the
animatronics on us.
No.
If they have any access to them, they will.
Oh God.
Do you think Tobe the Tram knows what FNAF is?
That has sent me multiple bomb threats.
That's on par.
Oh no. What a great thing to be immortalized on your channel, Matt.
How beautiful.
I hope that makes the highlight reel.
It should.
There should be a best of stream moment.
Good lord.
Should we introduce ourselves? I feel like we just opened up and are talking.
No.
That's honestly funnier. I don't think arguably funnier if we don't.
Okay, cool.
Either they know
who we are.
I mean, I use my real name because I always use my real name because I'm not gonna say basic because I'm proud of it, but I'm basic.
You're
Letty and John are the people that are like you can identify who they are.
The word is not basic.
I never changed my name back. Oops.
Congrats on the pronouns.
You changed it to she eated a bee.
I changed it to she eated a bee when we acknowledged that her name was I ate a bee.
I no longer.
You
Wait.
ate a bee?
Let's
Girl, the
not talk about the bee.
cholesterol.
Let's not mention the bee. The bee. I have complicated feelings about the bee.
Very
Divorce
specific bee.
I wish I could like change the background and stuff like that.
He was, shall we say, a busy bee.
Okay.
He was all the buzz of his
Wait.
time.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Ooh, that reminds me
Blue
of,
baby.
Ooh.
what does that remind me of? I was using that color gradient combo in videos for a while. I don't remember for what. There was something
Ooh.
though that had that exactly. Oh, look at this kind of the wavy swirly thing happening.
We have
Very-
momentum
very
now.
nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Wow.
Oh, oh, whoa! It's like the waves rolling in and out, like the
Can
tide.
I?
The
add-
La Brea tar pit.
Oh, I have to upgrade to add my own images. That sucks.
Mhm.
What is this?
I've never used any of this on StreamYard. Is
This is just the FNAF carpet.
Oh, slay. I
Oh,
will be
that's
right
Chuck
back.
E.
In the
Cheese.
meantime, viewers, if you have any requests, please put them in the chat, please.
Can we watch Mariah Carey's All I
No.
Want for Christmas? Let me finish the sentence.
You said Mariah, and I knew where it was going.
Matt,
Why?
Noah says hi.
Where does Noah say hi? Oh wait, did he just message you hi?
No, we're in Roblox.
Wait, are you in Roblox?
Yeah.
Why are you in Roblox? Yeah, let's all play Roblox. How do you guys feel about that?
that would actually be.
I think my computer would kill me.
That's
My
true
computer
too.
wants
It's
to kill me.
Halloween for a reason, Annie.
My
Yeah.
computer would sob on the spot. I think my computer would
I
have a
think-
breakdown.
I don't like
The
that.
My
community
computer would be
is-
like, "Why?"
The community is unfortunately divided into
Oh.
two categories: people who can play Roblox without their computer dying, and people who can't. And
And like
One-
everything, it's a spectrum. I can handle it, but my computer doesn't like it.
see, one
Yeah.
of
Guess
these
I'm in
days, the
mental
have-nots
abilities.
are going to rise up, and when they do,
Who says it has to be one day? What if
No,
it's today?
oh shit, no!
How
I'm
we?
Trick or treat.
so
Oh,
scared.
God.
I've made too many Roblox games. That's like making too many billions. Like you're like
Do
I'm
we want
gonna-
solid blue
get
or do we want
crucified.
waves? What are we
We're
feeling? What are we
coming for
feeling?
your wealth, lemon man.
It's
not my
the
wealth.
I can add background music.
No, seriously though,
Can
your
we add
games are
Mariah
awesome.
Carey's
And
All I
one day I hope to have a computer powerful enough to play them.
Me too. I hope you do because it's
Mhm.
even now the laptop I'm on now temporarily is I mean it like if I move the color picking panel in Roblox, the whole thing shuts down. I don't know why.
Oh,
Oof.
Yeah, it's rough because then I forget because then I went back to using my old computer for a while, which worked fine, and then I went back to the laptop, so I forgot to not do that, and it's
oh,
yeah, it's really something.
oh! I hate that for you.
Yeah, me too. Lemmy, I love the pumpkin, says Kildane. Thank
I just
you,
noticed the
Kildane.
profile picture.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I made my pumpkin devious.
He is so.
All right,
devious.
let's what if we just use this as like a
So
debate
true.
point? Let's have devil's advocate. Someone say why Tobias and the Half Pariah isn't good.
I will murder you on the spot.
Okay, look, I have strong opinions. So I adore Times, and I think it's an amazing movie and a staple for the community. But if I had to say things that like bugged me about it, like of course I could, right? That's kind of the whole point, is that the movie is such a departure from what we're used to. And I think that's like any criticism I can make is also a strong point. That's the weird thing about this question is like, okay,
Ooh.
I could talk about the
Ooh.
fact that Duck is entirely absent from the movie when he's like my third favorite character in the franchise.
Real.
But also, you know, it's not like Tynes just forgot Duck existed. Like clearly Tynes made that decision on purpose, you know, and everything there is so deliberate. It's like I don't really have any legitimate criticisms, but I also can't really watch the movie and take away the same stuff I do from most Thomas fan content. Because no matter how much stuff differs typically, like there's a through line there. It's like, okay, all the engines are still alive by the end of the story, and also like you can kind of incorporate the events of that story into something else, whereas with this one it's so different, you can't really do that, which again is kind of a strength, right? It stands alone. It's a standout, but also it's like hard to digest like a regular piece of fan content. So that's, I tried to criticize it. Does anyone else dare?
That was very well said.
Thank you.
Hello, Biscuit, and
Hey.
hello, Silver Band.
Hey.
Howdy.
Hello.
Calling out people that I know.
Yeah, if I may pitch a counterpoint to one specific element.
Yes.
AT said, the difference being how almost the point of everyone making out to the end. Now that is, may I present to your eyes the iOS book, because not all these fuckers make it to the end. I am looking specifically at the one box tank. That bitch died. Bluey.
the one.
Bluey's not dead. Also,
No, Bluey took out the one S&M box tank. It was
Hi,
all over the
James.
news.
That's
Hi,
right. There were,
James.
when
there
did
were box
I
tanks
thought
around.
Bluey was 7?
James,
Do all
hello.
this.
James says, "What is this?" Like he walked into a room with like 3 conspiring politicians and was like, "What is this?"
No,
That's
James
what-
walked into a room carrying a couple boxes of pizza, and the whole room was on fire.
Always.
Yeah, I think
It's
that's
not a
what-
room, it's not on fire.
Elmo is right here.
That's
Look at Elmo.
Oh, Elmo! I thought you said elbow. I was like, huh?
what I heard initially as well, and then I got Elmo, and then I started actually looking at the profile picture, and it's really quite something.
Oh yes.
It's beautiful.
I think Elmo took the
Uh.
flames from our pumpkins and set the room on fire.
Me too.
Happy Halloween.
Oh, Rusty.
POV. This is POV 611. POV year 611.
No. It's
Uh.
611's traumatized nightmares. Constantly. 24/7, actually.
POV 611's PTSD.
Oh.
It's me, Morbcharov. Am I meant to understand, or am I meant to be confused?
No, have you ever seen the hit movie Goncharov?
Don't do this to
Butter?
him. Don't do this
No.
to him.
No, I have not.
You see, it's a delightful film. It's making its round on Tumblr for a while now.
Oh my god.
On
Can you look up
Tumblr.
can you look up plot
Dookie.
synopsis?
You can't
Now-
do this.
I feel like
It's
I
1973.
I removed Dookie for a minute. Punishment.
Thank God.
that
Have you learned your lesson? I'm gonna take that as a yes.
total silence. Oh my god.
So do we want to do an introduction to everyone, or
No.
Hello, I am Master of the Lemons, aka Lemmy. That's me. That's who I am. Okay. There's no tricks. There's no very scary profile picture. Well, it's kind of scary, but it's not really. It's just me. I never changed my name really. So there we are. Now
Yay.
okay, thank you. Now everybody else is a puzzle. Have fun with all the puzzle people.
All right.
I've not
How do
heard
you-
John speak once. Is John awake?
Hi. Okay, there we go.
Hey, there we go.
I'm currently playing Roblox, flying a pink Rusty. So
huh?
That's
That's-
amazing.
that's-
Okay,
That's-
hold
You
on.
still have
That's my
like full
introduction.
admin?
So two
What?
of us are already on Roblox, is what I'm hearing.
No, John was always on Roblox.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hi, Carter. Let's try that again.
Yeah.
Hello, Dookie. Oh, bless you.
They can't hold the other me forever.
I always come back.
Oh god.
This is just like Dudley.
All right, who's next to introduce themselves?
Garnet.
There's still
Back
music.
together.
Oh. Matt, put some up there.
Well, since you talked.
This is just like elementary school all over again.
This is just middle school.
I'll get you for this, Twinkle Toes.
Matt is not Twink.
You got 10 seconds.
All right, Twink, you got 10 seconds.
Oh, I got 20. Okay. Hi. My name is Annie. I'm not good with pressure. Hello.
I think it's enough
Goodbye.
introductions for the night. The two
Oh,
people
no.
that everybody knows.
Yeah.
Nobody knows my name, Twink. I keep it that way.
Why
Good
are you
choice
the
of
Godfather?
No, I'm Diesel 10. I could do
No,
this
you're
voice.
the Godfather.
I think those are
No.
the same
And
thing, actually.
anywhere else, I'll still
Listen.
be 10.
The Venn diagram of Diesel 10 and Godfather is a fucking circle.
Listen,
Or oval, one of those
Now.
two.
listen, I could do this voice so much better in August when I literally had laryngitis. I was
What
so
does that
good.
say?
I couldn't be stopped. But now
It
I
sounds
sound
like,
like
you're
a woman
trying
again,
to do Diesel
so
10,
it's
but you're
hard.
coming out as Trump.
So yassify Diesel 10.
Ooh, slay,
Any
Pimpy.
relate.
Sorry, do you think
My voice is
Yassify
steadily
Diesel
dropping
10
by
is
the week,
Trump?
and it's getting harder to do Percy and Emily and characters like that. That is inconvenient.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Emily.
Come
That
back.
is a true struggle.
It
That-
is.
Oh,
But
that is
As time
terrible.
goes on, it
The
becomes
older
more
I
and more
get.
easy for me to slip into the James voice and not leave.
Oh,
Hey, how you doing?
Skill issue?
Well, let me think of it this way. You may be slipping farther from Percy and Emily, but you're slipping closer to Gordon, and you love Gordon. So
That
there's a plus there.
right. I could do.
Another,
yes.
Oh my
another
Child-
vocal sim is
Child
just
and
going.
bus,
"Ooh."
daddy issues a train.
That's great.
Oh,
Let me.
What'd
Do
you
you ever
say?
just? Do you ever just like in
Dookie?
like the Alec Baldwin Gordon voice? Do you ever just go like, "Oh no,
Oh no. Yes, I do.
You-
oh
Sometimes.
no,
I
Eddie,
think
look at me,
everybody
then.
has to oh no now and then.
Oh no.
oh no,
I'm
Oh,
afraid.
Oh.
Watch me fly,
help
boy.
me, please."
Please.
Dookie,
Yes.
were you saying something?
Look me dead in the eyes and
I
tell me
play all
Gordon the Big
softballs
Engine
will be
is
changed.
not the most daddy issues engine ever. He has generational trauma. Have you seen Sonata Grizzly? He does not have a healthy relationship with Doncaster.
Hey, you don't have to convince us. Like that's just
I'm getting
fact.
bored out. Chalk.
That's concrete right there, what you just said. That's like there's a whole tale.
Oh, for
That's
real.
concrete, baby.
And it
What
all
the hell
started.
is going on?
Hello,
said
Steak and Cake. Welcome to the stream. Get in here.
And it all started with my
This
fault.
is not. This is not a
Nigel
request. This
Gresley.
is. This is an order.
This is a threat.
This is a threat. Join the call.
There is no escape.
And it
Donald or
started with
Douglas?
the day-
Donald. Me
I feel
personally.
like somebody's
Hijack.
not likely to join if they know that there's no escape. I feel like you should say there's an escape and then trick them. That's the way to do
There
it.
is a Schrodinger's cat escape hatch. It might exist. It might not. We don't know.
That sounds streamlined and uncomplicated. I would totally go into a box with a Schrodinger's cat escape hatch. That sounds appealing. I wouldn't be afraid at all.
Certainly
Except I
not.
would.
Listen, you may or may not have a cat companion. I mean, it's definitely in the box, but like, if it's companion, maybe. I don't know. Find out soon.
Oh no.
Wait, whose cats are we putting in the box? I have
Schrodinger.
personal beef here.
Do we have to pick between all of us? Because it doesn't affect me either way.
Fana.
No, exactly. It only affects me and John.
Yeah.
This is an unfair tax, I would say.
The cat tax. The cax, if you will.
Oh, hi,
Trump.
No.
Did I
Hi,
hear that? A tax?
We need to streamline our words like Gordon on a midlife crisis.
Dookie, that is the shortest pun I have ever heard in my entire life. Tax? Wow. I'm impressed. That was special. What I just heard.
Matt, what is this phone number? I'm
Dookie is
scared.
always impressive.
Read the
I knew
last
ways to be
numbers,
stupid,
like,
and that's
read
a
the
game
last
theory.
seven
That's a
numbers.
promise.
That's
The
a
last
gift.
4 numbers,
That's
5309.
No, the last 7 numbers.
611?
Oh, 4. Oh no, it keeps moving.
No,
Okay.
the last 7 numbers. It's the 3 in the middle and then the last 4.
867-5309. What does that mean? I don't get it.
We will
Help.
definitely not get your address from calling this number.
What? Whose social security number are we reading off? What is this?
Let's find out.
Thank you. Oh my god, it took you guys way too long to realize that. The song, Jenny's number. Hello.
Huh?
I don't
Miss
listen
Jenny
to
had
that kind of music. I'm sorry.
You guys suck.
Oh.
Oh, wait, the Jenny wants to ruin our friendship.
309. No one knows that.
Damn it! I'm being suggested videos of French rally racer Michel Mouton, and I probably will be for the rest of my life.
Sacre bleu.
God damn it!
Here,
What
this
is
is
this?
John will get this one.
Very specific reason.
Oh
Yeah, I
my
get that.
For
lord.
research
The reason
purposes.
the name Maxine.
Research.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, truck gets it. You guys suck.
Well, you're a freight car.
Whoa! Damn.
Wow.
Wow,
That's
vacation much.
You get pushed around all day. No wonder you're lashing out at us.
Whoa! This is
Yes, it's
really
and I am-
and out this time.
There's no other way this is not from last year's Halloween stream where Dookie was in the chat.
The blue
Yeah.
truck says, but that's based, Lemmy. Michelle Mouton is legend. Apparently, yes. I didn't know anything about her until like a few weeks ago when I looked up rally car stars. But after I watched the documentary, I was like, the fuck? This is, I mean, I don't mind getting suggested Michelle Mouton videos, but I don't have room for that in my life. I have no interest, almost none in rally racing. I just invented a character who does, and now I have to deal with it.
That's amazing. I am very excited for whatever this research is for.
It's rather something. It's already come out in Web of Lies, actually. So it's, some people will know, others, like, it's a very minor thing, so it might not be memorable. But
Oh, I still need to watch that.
you don't need to watch anything, Annie, but I appreciate the enthusiasm.
Let me, if you make it, I want to watch it because you're very cool.
Mhm.
Thank you.
That was so articulate of me, but I hope the intention came across.
I just appreciate your raw feeling, Annie. But yeah, I mean, like, that's something I thought about making this thing, is like, it's really long. I can't, like, it's only halfway done, you know. I mean, I've written it all, but it's only halfway released. It's so much. It's so long. I had to break it into parts so nobody would think about how long it is overall. Nobody
You
do
say
the
this
math
like you
if
haven't
value
released a
your
2-hour audio story.
Mhm.
Just casually tricking the people into watching a 4-hour story.
Yes.
Lemmy, I
Yes,
would
that's
watch
right,
a
yes.
5-hour movie of you analyzing Molly's character. You can make anything sound delightful and incredible. That changed perspective.
Well, thank you. That means a lot.
It's
Yeah, I
true.
mean, I'm doing my best, but also it was supposed to be like an hour. Like, what happened?
Listen,
Same old story.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
don't choose
I
the
know.
page length, it chooses you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so true. Jesus
I
Christ.
was writing a DB script recently. It was gonna be, just 10, 20 pages. No, it is fucking 70 pages. I think Annie's read it by now. It
I
went
have.
from 15 to 70 fucking 4.
I have. It's amazing.
It's so easy to do when you have a lot of ideas.
Exactly.
It's also like, I mean, here's the thing: writing a really long story with a lot of depth is impressive, but also writing a really short story with brevity is impressive. Like Garnet.
Yeah.
Like, I've been reading old Guards Tales. Like, that's like so I don't know, like such lovely stuff happens, and yet you manage to keep it at like TV series episode length. Like, how do you do that?
It's true.
I'm being
it's
called
amazing.
out. What do you mean?
Get up
You're being
here.
called out because you're great.
I'm like
My
four. I think I'm
My
four.
beautiful wife.
I'm four.
pick up the caption?
Garnet, I'm 4 stories into Old Guard's Tales, and it's just lovely. I've loved it all so far. But like,
I'm going insane. I have to take out a couple of those actually because I started an arc and I quickly lost interest in it, and now I have to
I
undo
know
it from
how
the
that
public
feels.
record.
Believe me.
So fucking true.
The written story, like I wrote it like a novel, so that's how it's formatted. Web of Lies is 116 pages long, and and there's a 40-page document of everything I cut out that's in a different Google Doc. Like, that's all like plot lines that I wanted to do, and I'm like, I don't have another 3 months to finish these, so I'm just gonna cut them out and just have the story flow. Like, I know the pain.
Wait,
No,
you also have a document that's just taking shit out from the script. Didn't work. We save for
Yes.
later because it's too good to scrap.
Exactly, yeah. And I probably won't ever touch any of it because it's too relevant to the story at hand. But yeah, the ideas document here, hold on, let me find it. It's all just written out scenes that were in there. It is, how long is it? It's no, I exaggerated. It's 21 pages is how long it is. But and then the actual story is the actual story is, it's still counting up. Hold on. Actual story is 116 pages. Yeah. So the ratio there is pretty crazy because that means that there's a pretty big chunk, a non-zero percentage that is that I had to cut out. But it's better for it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so is my mental health, actually, because I didn't want to continue. I didn't want to write the full, big, huge version. That would have been like 10 hours and really insane. So you got to draw the line somewhere. And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Gardner, Old Guard's Tales, very good. I love it so far. If you want to chop some things out, I understand, but also, I mean, I've definitely not encountered anything yet that I'm like, I would ever want to think about losing. But I'm also four episodes in, so you know.
It's truly just the most recent like story arc because I started something with a little western, and now it's just like I don't know how to wrap it up properly, and I'm like, I need to
Wrapping
think
things
on
up
this.
is so hard.
This is just like Christmas.
Because here's the thing, resolutions are like, they normally come very easy to me, but in this situation, I'm just like, okay, well, this could be anything. It could be the world blows up and then we go back to the status quo, but it could also be like, what if I just changed everything?
I mean, look, I changed everything sounds fun to me. Like, I say change everything, you know?
Sometimes you do just need to go back to
World.
step one
My
and take a new
friend,
direction to
hustle.
walk in.
Good night.
Yeah, but like again, like I have like bigger projects in the works, and like the planning for that is already 100 pages. I am so scared for how long the actual written thing is gonna be.
I feel that.
Mood.
My God! Wait, the
Just
planning.
put it
The planning for what?
I guess this is a teaser for what's to come because here's the thing. I don't like putting things out into the universe without following through on them, so I guess this is me following through on it.
Right.
But so there's a story in the works that I have right now. It's fully planned out. I just have to get around to write it, and I'm scared for that specifically because I've never written anything that long. Annie and Duke have seen the planning book, I think.
I love that one so much.
Yeah.
That's don't risk publicizing anything by accident. I have a feeling you can't really tell me about this without like spoiling it to a degree.
It's
I-
so
I-
good.
All I'm gonna say is that like it's very much like it's grounded in reality, but there's a lot of fantastical elements to it.
Right. I mean, look, I love that. Like, that's something I realized a long time ago is I don't actually care at all about realism. I care about believability, which are two different things.
So fucking true.
Right.
Oh wow.
Well, I think that the thing is, when you're trying to be realistic, you count rivets and you
Mhm.
care about what lines line up with what junctions, and there's like the realism, perfect 100% realism. It really shoots you in the foot as a creative writer a lot of the time. And the thing about somebody like Audrey is he like literally he started with a full understanding of the world, like he knew everything about railways, and then he built out from there. But none of us do. Like none of us,
Mhm.
all of us, I'm pretty sure, started with Thomas and then are slowly learning more about real railways. So you come up with all these awesome ideas, which whether you want to admit it or not, half of them are based on like season 4, and it's like I mean I'm a railway series, not a purist, but I'm pretty railway series heavy. But like I'm still like basing it on Mittens series and Britt Allcroft's series. That is like
Mhm.
definitely where my head is at in a big way. And the railway series is my greatest inspiration, but it's not, you know, I didn't think with a railway series brain when I was a kid. I thought with TV series brain, and that still matters, right? So point being, you're going to write a really cool story, then you're going to fact check it and ruin it. So I have a rule now where
Yes.
I write, like I do all the research I want before the story, but once it's written, like I just go for it, even if it doesn't make geographical sense or whatever. Like I've got to find some way to make it work. I'm not going to abandon great ideas just because they don't make sense realistically. You
Heck
know,
yeah.
so, yeah,
Mhm.
it's power.
Yeah.
Sounds like recently, as mentioned, like, well, I was working on an earlier drift, the premiere DBBB script. There's an earlier version where the climax would have been something about the engine's putting out a fire. But then later, while writing, I realized, shit, it's a gasoline fire. Water does not put it out. And let's scrap the whole thing and just restart from there.
That's so
Fact check.
rough.
Realism is a suggestion, not a hard rule to follow.
Right.
It's a rule book, but also take out the pages and make origami sometimes. It helps so much.
It's a really, that's a great like analogy. It's really hard sometimes to like to do that, but also like I think it's a great skill as a writer to be able to one ignore reality when you know it doesn't work for your story. You know how the world works, but you choose to make it work differently because it would ruin your story. And two, this is the harder part, being okay with it when everybody calls you out on it and thinks that you messed up when really you made an active decision. That's a frustrating feeling when it's like everybody's like, hey, did you know you got this wrong? And it's like, no, I didn't get it wrong. I just did it differently on purpose, you know. But people don't, you know, they don't know that. They just watch the thing and they're like, oh, that's not how reality works. Let me point it out, because they don't know the framework, right? They don't know why you did that structurally for the story, because you did such a good job of immersing them that they're not actually thinking about like the story as like a machine that needs to do a certain thing and has to break certain rules of reality to do that thing. You know, it's the life of a writer. That's what happens. but yeah, to ignore reality sometimes is healthy, I think.
It's like canon. It's not a thing to follow by the rule, by every single bullet point in the old books, the old show. Take what you can and make something that fits you more than it fits somebody else's work in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Like that's
Preach
really what,
it.
yeah, like what I really think is like I want to see people do the most them version of Thomas, because
Literally.
we're, you know, it's one thing to replicate, and I think that we do need people who replicate, because it is nice to keep consuming the thing I grew up with, like that there's videos on YouTube coming out actively that just feel like the show. That's a really nice feeling. I'm glad that somebody's keeping the legacy alive. But
it's like immortalizing it.
Yeah, it is, and continuing it. And I think that that's really nice. And if people want to do that, then I'm thrilled. But also, I don't want everyone to do that because we need new stuff too. And so it's really nice to see people just like they do the crazy thing, which is like going back to times, right? The fact that like half pariah is just insane. But like
Literally.
a very clear vision of somebody who wasn't afraid to break the script, you know? So like I don't know, I love that. It's great.
He's like, I remember like recently where there's the spike in AUs, and there's people making a bunch of comments of, this is my character in my AU, but it's not like an actual sincere tweet. It's it's satirical trying to make point fun at the idea. But like, I will defend AUs to my last word. Like,
Mhm.
people have different interpretations of the characters of the show, of what's being said, and have the different reads. I would give us difference that fits your vision. I want to see your vision, not Midden's vision again. Give us
That's
you and
something
how
I've
you see the
always liked.
characters.
I've always loved that about your work, Dookie. Like since like
Ye-
2016, you know, is that like especially back then, like seeing somebody do such a different kind of I don't know, just like like it's cliche, but like giving Bear a beard, right? Like that's like, you know, that's so awesome. I mean,
His
And that
name
was
is
like so normalized.
Fluffy and Fruity.
right, like it just makes like sense and just it makes him look different, you know, like
Ye-
otherwise he's got this like very he looks like a Lego minifigure head in the Railway Series illustrations. He's very like
Lego minifigure.
very
Oh my
plain.
god. Ken is cool, but I will put Emily on Sodor early on. She deserves it. We need more
Yes!
Emily in the world.
Yes!
Yeah, I adore Emily. I think
She is the autistic queen, and I will die for her.
I agree with that. Honestly, that's right on the money. I have so much to say about Emily. I literally like I can't even
Me
get into it.
too!
It's so
Constant
much.
mood.
Yeah.
She is the underrated gem of Thomas. At least one. There's a whole mine of gems, but she is a stunning emerald.
The three of us, we're the Emily Protection Squad.
I would gladly sign up for that.
Mhm.
I'll say this: Emily is in my top 10, and there is such a thing as the main 11. So already she's ranking higher than some of them. But like, I mean, I'm like Emily's really up there in terms of my favorites. But not but not without. What was I gonna say? Lost it.
It'll come back.
For me,
Everybody
As a
just
kid,
showing up, please.
as a kid, I didn't think much of Emily. As I grow older and stuff, I just adore her character. She is both one of my three comfort characters with Henry and Bear, but also just my favorite one. She is the Blorbo ever.
I've never heard Henry, Emily, and Bear in the same sentence, but they totally should be because they're like both like characters that love Henry and support him. Like that's so cute. I love that.
Henry's oomphy. They are MLM WLW
Henry-
solidarity.
Henry deserves to be part of a different trio.
Literally, like people put Henry, Gordon, and James on a pedestal, but they are literally a toxic trio. Like, to put in equivalence, they're the toxic trio the same way Sasha and Marcy and Amphibia. They could be great friends, but goddamn, they all need some time apart with better people.
That's the thing, right? And I do think when you get to the 80s and the 90s, like eventually they become a really good friendships. Because the thing is,
Literally.
like, I mean, what they are is just like pent up men in the 20s. Like that's what they are, right? And so, you know, sure, like it's rough, right? They are really they're rude to each other. They don't treat Henry very well, and Henry is like much more I mean, I would say much more effeminate than they are, but he can't express it because, again, it's the 20s. So, like, he's kind of put down for it. And I think that, eventually things kind of sort themselves out. But, like, I do think that I do struggle to call them toxic because I think they're very much of their era. And I think that despite everything, they have kind of been together through it all. And they did get through a lot of hard times on the railway together, and I think they all did their best with what they were given, right? Like the kind of the technology to be compassionate to each other hadn't fully been invented yet. So like after a while, once Gordon figures himself out and James does, and Henry kind of always knew himself, but he wasn't really accepted. I think that eventually they sort things out, and then they both apologize to Henry, and Henry does not have anything to apologize for because he's just been good to them the whole time. It's like that's there's some very validating moment in the 80s that we just didn't see that happens.
But then there's 2 points in a way. One, I think like as time goes on and as they do get some more engines, I do think at some points they would kind of drift apart, reevaluate the things, and come back together more healthier dynamics. Especially after the 60s, the 70s, 80s onwards, they're like the toxic mean girls that grew up and realized, oh shit, we were shitty back then. Oh god.
Exactly. Like that's the vibe.
And like there's one dynamic I always find interesting, but it's like Henry and Edward would have been diehard besties if Henry didn't get the new shape. Like the moment he got better, he ditched Edward for James and Gordon, and that I always think there's gotta be this quiet, awkward tension between them, a friendship that died, but they don't talk about it much. They don't talk about it.
This is such a deep cut, what I'm about to say, but Edward, like the main reason, by my understanding, that the Furness was so willing to part with him is because he was such a shy steamer and not really reliable. And the Northwestern learned how to kind of stoke his fire properly and clean his tubes and like actually make him run well. And I feel like Edward kind of tried to impart that to Henry, and that's what the special coal was. It's like, here, you can have my solution to getting healthy, but then he kind of rejects it in favor of getting rebuilt, which is like Gordon's or James's solution to be getting healthy. And there's kind of like a narrative kind of resonance there, isn't there?
Like the way Henry's early friendships change and shift, because like if we go based on his book earlier, his 2 close allies are Edward and Percy. And we see that, and then we never see him again.
And then Percy gets erased from existence,
literally,
because he goes like the whole scene where he's like, oh, I like your whistle, and then Audrey like he changes the timeline so that like can't happen.
No!
It's like the way
depends on
Henry was an underdog, and in that he was on the same eye level as the Shunters and Edward, the Victorian old man the others looked down on. Back then, Edward, Percy, and to an extent Thomas, those were his peers.
Right.
And then he got into Gordon James' friend group and changed. And it's like Henry and Gordon's dynamic is so interesting.
And that's when he rejects the blue, because he's like, oh, I'll get to like Edward. And then he goes back to green right before he becomes a dick. Like that makes sense. Oh, I don't even have words. That's good.
And Henry and Gordon's dynamic is so interesting and ripe with just there's layers to unpack here. Like going back to what you said earlier about how Henry's not the most masculine guy. Then we have Gordon, who arguably is the macho man of Sodor. Like he is the guy people look up to and go, yes, that is a manly macho man.
Hold on. What is this arguably business? Okay.
You're so right. He definitely is. Like
he
goes into things, fucks around, and brute forces his things.
Yeah.
And then comes with Henry, the guy who's associated with nature and is arguably out of 3 the most down to earth guy. And the way it's contrasted in the way Gordon is what they planned Henry to be. And it carries on so often. that
Yeah.
Henry often is in Gordon's shadow and placed below Gordon to look up to him. We see it in the paintwork, especially where Henry almost looked close to him, but at the same time, he was not Gordon. He could never be Gordon,
Yeah,
and that's
the
okay.
thing. He doesn't have the internal like confidence and swagger, and it's a good thing he doesn't. But like it took him years to realize that was a strength. Is that kind of empathy?
Mhm.
I mean, I think that's something that's cool in the modernization period is that you get to see kind of Henry's like kind of the one guy that's reasonable and level-headed and empathetic, and it's the only thing that's weird. I've never understood Henry being like a huge dick right after Gordon loses his entire.
Literally.
Like, what is that about? Like, he's like, I need tenders. like, what? That's messed up. like
Henry
there's
is
plenty
not.
of tenders, Henry. There's so many tenders. There's about 78 tenders from Gordon's dead family. Would you like them?
Oof.
Because they're there. You could use them if you like. If you don't have any soul, suddenly, he gets it back though. So.
Like, Henry is not an asshole. He is a nice guy normally. He is just moody as fuck. If he has a bad day,
yeah.
he will make
Henry's moody.
everyone know he had a bad day.
Yeah, exactly. But he doesn't need to manifest it as pretension. That's just what Gordon taught him. But Henry has a natural moodiness, and naturally he's more of an Eeyore sometimes. But like, that manifests as him thinking he's better than others because he can't show that he's down or that he feels like the world put upon him. So instead he has to blame some shunter, because if he blames the world, Gordon will be like, keep calm and carry on. What the hell are you talking about your feelings? Like that's why he developed that way.
Exactly.
Anyway, this is the best conversation that we could ever have. But also, there's I think 2 of us in it now, so we should probably broaden.
Oh, I'm sorry for tuning out. A friend of mine just said something really nice to me, so I was responding to that.
That's so good. I'm so glad.
I wasn't like tuning out of the conversation. I was like they were just so.
No,
nice.
I also think though that if you had tuned out, you would not be the only one, because we are talking about. About something that half the crowd is interested.
Sorry,
in.
John and I are playing Roblox and
analysis.
blowing each other up.
No, you're fine. I'm just handing out candy tonight, so I'm a bit in and out.
So I feel like
It is Halloween.
Goes.
Actually, how is the stream doing? I haven't checked in on it in a minute.
We got 11 watching. We got
Ooh.
Sudrian E2 in the comments. We got Malum Madness. We got we got Thomas. Visionary Locomotive Works says hit Emily, no contest. Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately, Streamlabs your StreamYard is stupid and it can only let 6 people in at a time.
No.
Yeah, I saw a thing in the beginning. It's a 10.
I think it's if you have like the upgrade, which I do not.
Wow.
Homophobic.
You're not willing to dish out for the upgrade? Come on.
No, because I usually use StreamYard.
Thomas.
No, I usually use Streamlabs to stream my video gameplay, but yeah.
Can we please pit Tom's comments about the 7th birth, please?
Sorry, I'm just playing Roblox with John and we're blowing each other up.
Why are you doing that?
Because Noah has given us
friendship.
access to weapons, and
Thomas says, rebuild the StreamYard to have another birth to have a 7th.
Can we please pin that comment to the stream?
It
He
has
can
to
be
be pinned.
spirit.
Oh, that has to be pinned.
Hey,
That's
that
a thing of
is just devilishly clever right there.
I don't know where John
That
went
is
in
a
the game,
thing of
though. I'm just gonna keep blowing stuff
beauty.
up until he notices.
Does this imply that Thomas is Emily?
Okay.
Yes or no. It could be anyone. It could be a
Oh
moment.
my
Yes.
gosh!
The answer is in your heart. I just blew up the Soda Steamworks.
Thomas.
I'm aiming now directly for Dick Mabbit.
This is just like Sodor Dark Times.
This is just
Bye, Dick Mabbit.
I say his names multiple times, like I'm gonna hear him say yes to like imply he's listening. But let me just say, Thomas, your profile picture. I feel like I've told you this before, but it's just amazing. I love the silhouette of the
It is
engine
so so
running away in
and
Emily.
glasses. It's just fantastic. It's
It
so
embodies
iconic.
you.
Oh, he did say yes.
Okay, it is now time to kin assign the Steam Team characters.
Wait,
To
John,
what?
to do what?
Oh,
to
I
the
missed.
characters?
How did I miss? I'm still alive.
Oh my gosh. Kin assigning. Let's go.
Who are we kid assigning to
You're
who?
gonna have to. You're gonna
bullets.
have to give me a definition there.
I actually need a
Basically, you take a
definition.
character and assign them to another character you think is like similar to them.
Fall over. Dead.
Which character do you see of the Steam Team and go, they just like me for real, for real?
Why is Emily still
Oh,
moving?
you mean
I'm gonna
wait? You
kill
mean
her.
like? Oh, you mean like which engine are you? Sort of deal.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We're now
we would
speed
play
poll.
this. Oh, we would play this all the time on Skype. I think I ended up being Oliver or something, but I was never happy with that.
Die, Terrence.
Oliver
I
doesn't
mean,
suit you.
This
Hero
just
the
didn't let me
Japanese
take
was always
Oliver.
put on.
Oliver really doesn't suit you.
I mean, who do you think he is? That's kind of the leading question, right?
Yeah, like he doesn't have that much of a character. So like, and you
I
have
mean-
oodles. You have oodles of character.
That's why you kind of have to set the ground rules first on who you think everybody is. Because to me, Oliver is like a rebel and like a kind of a, I don't know about a daredevil, but he's like the black sheep. Like he's okay with nobody agreeing with him if it means that he's right and sees what no one else is willing to see. He kind of sees
He's
the writing.
not like other Westerners.
Yeah, like no, he's not like other Westerners at all. He's so
Like, the way him and Duck are the same colors, but under any other circumstances, Duck would probably not like Oliver if he wasn't the same railway and didn't get to know him.
Exactly. Oliver and Thomas have so much in common. So much. Like Duck doesn't. I mean, look, I do think Duck and Thomas care a great deal about each other, but I also think like Percy is a vital aspect of that. They're like they have this one really good friend in common that they've learned to respect each other. Percy's like, guys, try and get along, because like Duck loves rules, Thomas can't stand them. Like their fundamental principles could not be more different. Anyway, all this to say, it's a question of are you going for the demeanor, like how do they kind of act, or are you going for their values, or what are you going for, right? Like how they think.
Let's go on the vibes.
Yeah, so vibes, so probably mostly demeanor. So like I don't know, like what do we all act like? I mean, like you, Dookie, like I don't know, I'd have to describe you in a few words. I mean, you're very bold, you're outspoken,
And
you're intelligent, you're what else? Witty, yes.
Deeply poetic.
Yes, poetic.
Oh,
It's true. It's true.
So who fits all that? The thing is, most of the characters, I feel like their stories are about comeuppances. So it's kind of hard to be like, it's hard to assign anyone to anyone without having some level of insult involved.
I don't know. I feel like I almost want to say I feel like it would have to be a hybrid.
Yeah. So like a few characters. Like, look, if we're just going from the Steam team, then I would say definitely. I don't even know what that though. Part of me wants to say James, right? Without all the toxic elements, obviously.
James, but the auntie instead.
Yeah.
Auntie James.
I want to say a hybrid
Which to
of
me is
Thomas
James
and
and
Emily.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was thinking Thomas as well. Emily, I don't know. See, this is where you and I differ, Annie. It's to me, Emily's. When I first think of Emily, I think of her being somewhat vindictive. Which is
Emily
not
can
an element
choose
to attribute.
violence. We support women's rights and women's wrongs.
She shows violence as a trait.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, here's the thing. Emily's vindictive, but I kind of root for it because I kind of
Exactly.
That's what it is, right? Like, if I talk too much about Emily without context, it'll sound like I'm dissing her, but like I really think she's badass. But also, like, I know that, like, I don't know. It's like I can't speak on Emily. There's too much.
If you let Emily on the loose, she would probably stab someone, but she's right to do so.
And that is like Dookie. Dookie
Oh.
is also a force to be reckoned with. So I think it fits.
Yeah, there we
And
go.
And I think, like, you know, like,
Oh.
Thomas kind of does have a bit of that, at least to me, he has a bit of that, like, yearning soul, like, with the line, like, oh, I want to see the world. Like we make fun of that line a lot because it's been so twisted out of proportion, but I really think, like, Thomas is a dreamer. And
He is. I think
and
Thomas,
he yearns.
like, this is not a I don't even want to. Thomas wanting to see the world, I think he does, and I think he does mean the actual world. Honestly, like, I know most people aren't of that opinion, but I honestly think that, like, Thomas adores his branch line. Like, that's where he belongs. That's where he's going to be happiest. That doesn't mean that that's where you can long for something and still have it not be the best thing for you. Like, I think he does want to see the world. I think he does want to go to distant places and meet new people, and he wants his name on every billboard, and he wants to be remembered. That's what he wants. And I think that, like, he needs Percy and Toby and Annie and Clarabelle to, like, drag him down and be like, hey, you're happy here, remember? You like your branch line. You'd be all alone if you were just some celebrity, you know? Like, you're here in, like, a comfortable place with us. And he wants to become more. He wants to kind of strive for more. So I could totally see him going around the world. But also, he would realize in the end that it's kind of hollow without his friends. But, like, he still does have that lust for adventure and would have to do it now and then. He's got to break the rules now and then, or he's not happy. But he also needs to end up back on the branch line. All of that to say, yeah, he does want to see the world and has a lust for, you know, for new things and for excitement.
It's like, people see Thomas as "I want to see the world" line as him being full of arrogance and conceit, not appreciating what he has. Like, at the same time, I could so see him just one night at the outside Farquhar sheds. Percy wakes up and looks at him outside, steaming under stars, and go, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yes.
Thomas and just, Percy, I want to see the world. It's not of arrogance. It's a starry-eyed wonder. He wants to see the beauty of the world.
Yes, Dookie.
Thomas has a strong sense of wonder, and that's how I picture it, right? It's like, it's not even so much that he wants to prove anything to anyone else. It's that he just wants to see more. He's an inherently curious character. And, you know, I that's beautiful. Like, I could totally see that being the case.
Like, people often see Thomas as an asshole. Like, for me, I always see him as just this guy who would be the main character of a coming-of-age movie.
Yeah, right? Like, that, that's...
I mean, a lot of his movies are about that, if you think about it.
Yeah.
JBS is him having an identity crisis.
All right. So, Big World, Big Adventures, is 100% a midlife crisis. Like, that is what that is. Thomas is chasing a new fancy sports car, literally. Like, that is what is happening.
Oh my god, he is.
Yeah. The whole movie is that. And it's hard to see it that way because he talks like this the whole time. But if you just like listen to what he's saying and not how he's saying it, Thomas is totally having a midlife crisis. He's also he's kind of having one in The Great Race as well. It's the same deal.
Like, in all the arc-filled era films, you can almost see a direct line between them of Thomas having an entire time figuring out who he is.
Yeah.
Like, from the way we have, like, I will die for Beresford on this one reason where he points out the actual points. he is asking Thomas who he is directly, having to redefine him because he can't just get by being Thomas, just name alone anymore. He has to think on who that is and rethink that. He is not filler, and I am tired, and I am not going to stand down for that.
But he's not filler because
I
it's
like that pick.
because these are direct to DVD specials. So why would you put filler in a special that doesn't like?
They literally made a longer than average film. That was intentional.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Who are you?
So look, I mean, I have complicated feelings about JBS, but Beresford's a great character. He's fun to watch. He also breaks every rule that I believe in about the world. But if I just look at him as a movie character, he's written really well. He's very entertaining. He's funny. It drives me crazy that he's based on the Cranes at Southampton, where all of Thomas's family ended up. And yet that never comes up once.
Oh my god.
Like, it's messed up. Like, what is this? Why is it that it's like, you know, Thomas has this whole story with Rosie, literally the class that replaced his family at Southampton, and it never comes up ever. How does that happen?
Wow!
Why do they keep introducing characters directly in relation to Thomas, like that have so much to do with the E2, but they don't do anything with it ever because they don't know that they're doing it? It's just fate wants him to be an E2. And
they put another Southern engine in the main cast, and I don't think we ever see Thomas and Rebecca interact one-on-one.
No, you're right. We don't, you know, which is like just crazy. I mean, there's literally like, oh my god, it's crazy. It's
like
I was crazy once.
Like every film, it's like a new character that it points Tom's issue out right there and then. Like we had first, like I think it's our first and Lost Treasure. We saw Tom's naiveness and trustingness come back to bite him, and from there it sets off a chain reaction. Where a great race, we see Ashima point out he's okay as who he is. The next film, he's finding on who that means to be who he is. And then it's finally seeing his dreams and the world with Nia.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, right? It's like we do see kind of an arc, you know, and I honestly don't mind that he goes missing so much. I think it's funny because out of all the characters, yeah, it's him. Like he's definitely gonna go missing a lot. Like that's just what Thomas does. He goes missing. That's one of his main functions. He pulls Annie and Clarabelle. He does occasional stunting. He goes missing. Those are the three things he does.
Like I'm pretty sure at this point, if Soda was real, if whatever controller that was in charge heard, "Oh God, Thomas is missing," he'd be like, "Okay, will we? He'll come back eventually. Okay, just get Percy on it."
I think it depends on the world, right? Because I think the mainland in the CGI series just bugs me because it's so unrecognizable, and it's like so. It's a whole spiel. I'm not going to do the spiel. I'm not. I'm stronger than that. I'm not going to do the spiel. But but I do think that like Thomas going missing is like nobody's surprised. But also I do think they would take it seriously, you know. And that's kind of the thing is like no matter how many times no matter how many times somebody you love does a stupid thing, you still worry about them, you know, even if it's like, okay, yeah, they do this and they usually come back all right, you know. I mean, it's like that you still worry, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Guys.
Like,
yeah. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off, Dookie. But like when we go back to the Kinna sighting, I have another one.
Ooh. Like, I think it was the way Fat Controller would see Thomas going missing. It's like when a kid runs away from home. The first few times, well, it's like when you see a friend go offline for a long ass time and go, oh God, something wrong. Especially early on, during especially the dieselization era. It's Thomas missing during those years. I'm pretty sure if the Fat Controller had any hair at that point, he would have gone bald on the spot. But like, as going to like the 70s and 80s, especially after the 80s onwards, if Tom would just drop off the face of Sodor, the fact controller would be like, okay, he's doing it again.
Right.
Just fucking get Toby, I guess.
That's the
Get
thing.
Mavis.
And that's,
Oh,
and
Mavis.
that's what
That's the
that's
hair
what the
turn.
CGI series is missing, is that context of this, of the like the 60s being like a really terrible. I don't know what era of BR we're in. We appear to be in the Hero, Caitlyn, and Connor run the railway on their own era of BR.
Good for them.
No, not good for them. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Listen, we can shame Connor, but Hero and Caitlyn are nice.
See, this is I can't even get into this right now, but I agree with you heavily. This is such a weird take that I have that we can't even get into it on stream. But that, yeah, you know, I agree. I don't stand Connor. I'm sorry.
He exists. Like, the other two have a thing going on. Hero is Hero. Caitlyn, we saw best engine ever. She and Emily are girlfriends. We saw that. But Connor, he exists. Good for him. But, like, he exists.
I don't trust Connor.
Go on.
No, I can't. I can't. I shan't. But I just don't trust him. I'm just saying, don't. If you're ever in a position where you must decide whether or not to trust Connor, don't. That's
This is just like the Thomas fandom.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I'm sorry, I just saw something.
Yeah.
Unrelated.
Listen, if anyone hated Hank, they would be banished off Sodor. Like,
Hank
how
is
do
a
you
good
hate Hank?
person. Hank deserves nothing but defense and respect.
Literally. If someone was on Sodor and they hid Hank, that would be a red flag for every engineer. Like, they would all come to his defense like, how do you hate Hank? He is just a nice guy.
I'm sure I don't know enough about the real railways, but I'm assuming that that Thomas is referring to the contrast between the New York what is it even called? The New York Central and the
New York Central Pennsylvania Railroad.
Yeah. So that's
which is all right. It's even funnier when you take into account that the Long Island Railroad at one point was owned by the Pennsylvania Railroad.
Yeah.
And so the New York Central is just surrounded on both sides by the Pennsylvania. But they also kind of have to work together because they kind of did that whole, Washington to New York run.
Matt, what are your thoughts on the old Penn Station? Like, and it being torn down.
I never got to see it, so I'm upset, and I want to kill whoever agreed to tear it down.
I see. I don't even have like a strong emotional connection to New York, and I think it sucks that it was torn down because I saw like a long video by a YouTuber called Counter Arguments, and it was like his last video before he left YouTube, and it was really powerful. It's one of my favorite videos on the whole platform because it's so good. Yeah, I'll link you to it because you'll like it. I can't do it justice.
Corner.
Also, I broke Roblox, so I just left. I'm back. How we doing?
You didn't break Roblox.
No, I broke it.
Roblox broke itself.
Somehow I managed to get the incline to where Croven's Gate is supposed to be, but none of the land moved. So I think just the entire track plane just shifted a couple miles to the left.
Yeah, that's good.
Wait, were you building or playing?
Playing.
Wait.
Oh, hi, Meme.
Wait, you got
Meme!
the incline. Did you say you moved the incline?
Yes. I tried to type :fly, which is the command in Roblox to fly when you have admin powers.
Yeah.
And I did that in the lobby, and then all of a sudden I phased through the ground, and I started flying, but I was underneath the game now. And so I flew back up, and I noticed that the land was kind of shifted a little bit. Like the trees weren't exactly touching the ground, all that fun stuff. And so then I just teleport to Croven's Gate, and there's nothing there. And then I look to my left or my right, and I see that the incline is like the tracks and buildings are where they should be in like the game elevation. But the elevation isn't underneath it. It's just the tracks and buildings are all floating in their positions.
That must have been. I mean, what is it? Terrain or is it blocks that the ground is made of?
Terrain.
So I mean, it could have just stopped processing it for a second.
It was a lot of seconds. I don't know, John. Did you leave it?
It did start working for me, and yeah, the whole query was that.
I gotta say, terrain is a pain in the ass to work with. At least
and that was also the creator's private server that we were playing. Thanks, Green, for watching. Sorry. I mean, I'm sure if John leaves, it'll just reset itself.
Very true. So who here wants to watch me wear a top hat?
Sure. I should go downstairs and get the bowler hat.
Yeah, you should.
How do you wear a bow?
What?
Bowler hat.
I said bowler hat.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah?
Can I have presenting privileges?
Sure. I don't know how to do
Gorge.
Oh no.
Oh, were you just asking? Yeah, go ahead. Okay.
Great. Okay.
Don't do this.
All right, hold on.
Where's the presentation? I was promised a presentation.
I should get an HOK for
We want a presentation. We want a presentation.
Presentation.
This is just like RuPaul's Drag Race.
Presentation.
You guys could have at least been in sync.
No, we literally couldn't have.
No, the out of syncness adds to it, actually.
Thank you.
It's like spices. It changes the flavor and it's delicious.
Guys, should I get a
Yes.
HOK4?
No.
A what?
Now,
I was watching movie.
Movie?
Wait, no.
Pre-station, says the Midland engine. That's what the original Knapford station was. Actually, that was the pre-station.
Well, you know where you guys can get a really
I don't-
good deal for a Broadway Limited K4?
the black market.
Get it at trainworld.com.
Hey, that's
I'm plugging myself. Give me money.
you are plugging. But it's
Yeah.
your channel, so you're allowed to.
It's my channel and it's my job, and I think Ken would
This
have
is the
done it
mid-roll
if
ad.
I hadn't shouted it out at least once.
Get the
probably-
crunchy roll.
Can I plug Can I plug something briefly?
Of course.
All right, here. Have the.
Okay. So I am plugging him.
Oh,
I love him.
Migyon.
I love him. That is all.
You
that's
woke
all.
him up from his nap.
He
The
did
light.
it, baby.
Annie, the light
Mr.
is so
President?
interesting where you
Annie,
are.
you still owe me, Mr. President, for not.
It's probably due to him. This guy. I love him.
Okay, that's why. It looked like it's so much like when you're looking at Mr. President, it looked like early morning.
Yeah.
Like
Little do you know, Annie has
Well,
moved
well,
country.
now we know what to use for Lemmy. Now you know what you can use for lighting.
yeah, yes. That very specific light up pumpkin.
Finally, Spookily has a purpose.
Mr. President, because you
Spookly
owe
has
him
a
for
lot
now.
of purposes. Hold on. Are you dissing my man, Spookly? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, we are dissing Spookily the square pumpkin on this channel now.
Spookly deserves
Ooh.
nothing but love and admiration.
He is a geometric bitch.
23 minutes.
Whoa! You're entitled to
He
your
is
opinion,
a
but I
cube.
don't
He's
know.
not just a square, he's a whole ass cube.
Me too.
All right, look, that's the terrible truth that you just revealed right there. Yeah.
This is too
I-
much energy.
He couldn't even be a rectangle. He had to be a fucking cube.
Oh my god. It's hip to be cute.
The following film is rated PG-13 for intense scenes and language.
Can we finally
We're
say
already
fuck
sure.
again?
This
Yeah,
might
as
also
if you
get
haven't been
shut
saying
down.
it this whole time.
This is
Oh
straight
fuck
up
yeah.
showing.
Wait, y'all are in for a treat. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Henry.
Can y'all? Or-
No.
And James
The
photo.
gems.
Oh.
Middle intro has audio. Oh,
There
there
it
it
goes.
There she is.
Oh. Spooky. It's spooky time. So
Yes.
spooky.
He has such a distinctive voice. I kind of love his voice.
All right. Now, I'm afraid I cannot explain what was seen in those tapes, but I'd like to make it clear that they were not altered.
That's
in
several
any
years
way.
ago. I don't know how many,
So
but
you're
it's definitely a
suggesting
number.
this was paranormal activity.
I am not suggesting anything. I am just telling you what I saw. It appeared that in those tapes, the train was attacked by another engine.
Do you have an idea who this engine was?
Well, all I can say is that it looked identical to an engine that was destroyed back in 1925. But again, I'm not making any assumptions. I'm just telling you what I saw. How are you going to deal with the situation? We will continue to investigate the matter thoroughly.
What if it is a real? What are you going to do then?
Uh-oh.
This is just the Catholic Church.
Look, this is honestly good. Like,
Yep, we're rolling.
I do love this guy's video.
Now tell us, what was your immediate reaction when you saw the footage?
Well, I nearly had a heart attack from that video. It was the most shocking thing I had ever seen in my life.
Oh my god.
Well, I actually laughed at first because I thought it was a prank and someone had screwed with the footage. My laugh quickly went silent when I saw how pale everyone else was, and it hit me. I had just seen a ghost on camera.
I instantly knew who it was. My grandfather had told me about this Alfred engine and the damage he had done.
After I realized that, there was no doubt. I tried to convince myself otherwise, but what I saw was just not from this world.
Alfred was the original gaslight
Well,
gatekeeper Roblox
Here's we have a
icon.
ghost on the
Sorry,
line.
Garnet, can
Who are
pause
you
it
gonna
real quick?
call?
Well, I see what you did there. In all seriousness,
Can we pause
what
the
the
stream
hell
real
are
quick?
we supposed to do?
Garnet, please.
Garnet, we need to pause the stream.
Try to meet-
Oh, okay, sorry. I could not hear you guys were mumbling.
I decided
Is
to
that a
pay for
seventh
it. Please
person?
welcome to the stage, Thomas and Joe.
Yo!
Happy Halloween,
Hey,
you nutty
Joe.
kids.
Hello, guys. Welcome.
Did you
Welcome to hell.
did you buy the extension? What did you do?
Yeah. I
Oh,
bought
you
it.
caught you.
Yes, capitalism.
How much was it?
$25 a month.
Oh,
You know what? I'll Venmo you for a second moment.
You owe me for
Oh,
the
I didn't
first
even realize
year.
I joined. Holy shit, so. I was like checking Twitter and stuff. I'm dressed as Ted Lasso.
oh, it's like
Nice.
Also, look, I have an on-air sign.
Whoa!
I want
That's
that.
so cool.
I have sad news. I had to sacrifice my beard for this costume.
No.
I'm gonna
Oh.
shave my mustache. Like
I still. It's okay. You gave it to me.
I was gonna say
Damn.
I never realized how big of a part of your face your beard was until now. I mean, you look good, but like, it's taking an
that was the
adjustment.
one defining feature.
The funny part is I look so young when I shave, so that makes me feel better when I turn 20 next week.
I'm so used to. Every time I think of you, I think of like our 2019 meetups, and so it's weird to think of you having like the beard and mustache. So it's like this just looks normal to me because
It
this is
just
how I
looks like-
imagine you in my head.
It's like me and Beard Me are just like two separate people. Like I have an identical twin.
Just
It
like
he
took
was
me-
went and did
it
his
took
thing.
me,
Now I'm
like-
here.
There's Joe and there's Bo. Which one is which?
Beard Joe.
question. If there was a third of you that had the beard but not the mustache, would that be Mo?
Maybe.
Look,
I
Can
think
we
that
get
would
the
work.
full
You
alphabet of your
did use the
doppelgangers
term-
with varying beards?
Okay. Look, I don't want to call Dookie out, but Dookie, you did use the word cax earlier, so I don't know if I trust you in the realm of puns. Not necessarily because you can't do them, but because you're too effective at them.
Yeah, I'm the jokester here.
Whoa, that's not cool.
Ah, yes. We're very much
That was-
joking here now.
That was a lot of.
We don't know the game.
That was
Wait, would
intense.
we like?
That was
Would we
wild.
like to go back to Lay stream, or we're just gonna hang out here? All right. There you go.
I love this user.
Hi, Gordon. Bye, Gordon.
Oh no.
See
It's
what
really
he
just a
wants.
non-zero
Are
chance
you
we're in the
kidding
same
me?
city today.
He tried to murder us. He's right, Gordon. From what my grandfather told me, there is no way I'm going to negotiate with him.
But how can you stop him? And what if he strikes again?
The
Oh
only
god,
thing
that
I
guy.
worry about right now is how everyone will
Captain
react.
Zorro.
And how did they react?
Oh, it was news all around the world.
This is-
But
Oh
the
my
interesting thing is this. The only way it affected the railway was that there were less night trains, as people didn't
Did you
want to
actually
travel
write
at
that full
night.
article?
So not all do that much damage. But oh boy, did people start writing up strange conspiracies.
How did the other engines react?
It's a conspiracy!
Why is that their voice? Oh, Boko, I have that one. Hold on.
Boko!
I say someone definitely tampered with those cameras.
Boko!
What it is.
That's what James said.
Ships do not
I'm
look
dying.
like they
Boko.
invented.
Boko!
Even 70 years later, I still have
Many.
the exact
Oh yeah,
image of
remember
Alfred
Matt was
staying
in
my
this
mind,
one.
and I'll tell you.
We have an actor from the famous Revenge of the Ghost Train, Boko.
There were, of course, some more sightings afterwards. Can you tell us about those?
Well, it further cemented my belief that the whole thing was real. First, we saw Alfred on the Wellsworth security cameras. Around 2 a.m., he just casually rolled through
He's
the
doing
station.
hot girl shit.
Everyone was very confused, but they didn't believe it.
I thought we could have hobbies in this economy. I guess
sent
not.
2 men to investigate. They hung out on the platform
No,
with
you're
the
not allowed to
camera,
have a night
and
run.
Alfred didn't come.
Mm-mm. He didn't what?
No, watch. We've been here for hours. I think you're quite right. But shall we look up the line a bit? I don't see why not. Ghosts? Pah! What a load of rubbish. I tell you, this is probably nothing but a wretched
Trespassing idiots.
playing on a
Me too.
Yes,
Silly
indeed.
goofs.
POV, me at the Rare Museum of Long Island walking down the little track.
My wallet's falling out on the bench. I'll just go back and...
Oh, I looked away to put Boko down. I missed it.
It was then I no longer
You
cared
sacrificed
whether
Did I
I
rewind?
or not. I only knew that I send Alfred back to where he came from.
How did you do it?
Well, a few days
You're an
later,
all-star.
someone came to me who had the answer.
Oh my god,
Hello,
Ballyhoo Manor.
sir. What's your name again?
Rogman, sir. Nathan W. Rogman.
Sir, may I inquire as to why you wanted to see me?
He should have
It's
been
about
sitting in the
this,
sneaking chair from Blue's Clues.
Paranormal activity. I know how to put an end to it.
Are you an exorcist or something?
No, but I used to work on the Cody Fail Railway, and we had similar incidents to what's going
I
on
think I
right
auditioned
now.
for this role.
Similar incidents? You mean there was a
can
ghost
see it.
I
there
think
too?
so.
Wait,
When
is
does
this
this video
your
come out
house?
again?
House?
I must
So
recommend
why
that
does
you
he
keep
give his
this
guest such a
information
terrible
out of
chair while he lives
until
in
we
luxury?
caught the ghost. Understood?
Of course. John.
Right. Until a few years ago,
When
I
did
was
this
a
video
guard
come out
on the
again?
Cody Fail Railway. I was quite well known and had a good relation with the manager.
I think it was
It
2015,
was the summer of
2016.
1918.
2018.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, I auditioned for.
So,
I auditioned
2018
for
was the
Rodman
year, boys.
The number one engine.
because he put out a casting call on Twitter, and so I think I tried to audition for Rodman.
After tumbling down a mountain in 1900. Had
We can
returned
change
from
the
the
past. We can go
He stared at
back.
us with his ghostly eyes.
He has
We
Keeper
were
of
all
Beans
still
disease.
unable in fright. He then slowly moved forward. When we ran back into the coach that had brought us up, our engine
Do you
puffed
think
away
Godric
very
knows what the
quickly.
phone
It
is?
didn't stop until we had reached the safety of our
Has he
ship.
ever seen Angry
We had
Birds?
seen a ghost engine.
And what did you do?
Well,
Just
we
know
made
there
sure
is an
that the
alternate
press
universe.
didn't
I
hear
was
about it, for
Rodman,
one
maybe.
thing, but we had no idea what to do. I mean,
Can't
what the heck
shit
do you
this
do with
house.
a ghost? But the answer soon came to us. A driver's grandfather, who was 98 at the time, was once an archaeologist. He knew almost everything about Southern history, from ancient kings and castles and battles. He knew of an object that would resonate Godred's ghost.
Oh,
This object happened to be an old kettle.
we are no longer
Kettle?
on air, ladies
How
and
is a
gentlemen.
bloody kettle gonna kill a ghost?
It doesn't kill them. It
I mean, have you ever
traps them.
seen railway
According to
history?
legend,
Blow
it
up
was constructed
sometimes.
in the 1500s by a man believed.
Santa?
We don't know much about this man. but we do know he was very interested in the idea
Mariah
of ghosts
Carey?
and paranormal activity. He succeeded
I
in
mean,
making a
body is
kettle that could
Marty
trap
faces Santa
ghosts.
Matt, put the twink down.
Who you calling a twink?
Just put him down. He's scared of high places.
Or
Bingo.
he never captured any ghosts with it because he never ran into any. Now was the time to put it to the test. We tracked down Godred's ghost once more. We stared into his non-existent soul. The archaeologist taunted the ghost and came to run towards him. Godred gave in and shot forward. And just as it hit him, there was a blinding flash. Godred was gone, but the kettle was now listening, as if the
Imagine
water
being taken down with ceramics.
Godred was
Me
trapped
too.
inside.
Let me guess. You're suggesting that we use this kettle to trap Alfred?
Exactly. But we have to find it first. After realizing that this kettle was indeed
this
a
is so creative.
magical one, the archaeologist was concerned
everybody
about it
took
going
it.
into the wrong
You
hands.
can never predict where this is
It
going to go.
remained hidden in his house until
I think God
he
was pretty steamed
then
about being
his
in that
grandson
kettle.
apparently buried it in an old abandoned mine.
He was
near the
boiling
start.
mad about it.
I see. Well, there seems to be no other logical solution. Let's find that kettle. Tell me,
Nuh-uh.
where's the grandson of this archaeologist?
Dead.
But just by luck, I believe he's now a driver on the Skarloey Railway. I've heard he
I
now
met him
drives a
on
little
Facebook
orange diesel.
Marketplace.
His name is Hornsby.
Well, I best inform the official investigator. He'd like to know about this.
What the
I
heck?
shall speak to him, ain't you?
Vans.
Every year on his birthday.
I remember this kettle.
Oh my goodness! How did it get so cold all of a sudden?
What are you doing here?
Oh, I'm sorry, Henry. Was my entrance a little too chilling?
What are you
That
doing
chilling
here?
thing.
I should have thought it was obvious. I was the pride of the LNER, adored, admired, glorified, until you and Gordon had to come and ruin it for me.
You did that yourself. And how are you going to enact your revenge? You're a ghost. You can't do anything.
Oh, really? Have you forgotten our little reunion?
Oh my god.
Holy crap, that's pretty cool.
Let's get out of here. Agreed.
You can run in the room, but you can't hide. Not while your and Gordon's fates are sealed. Not while I have this whole cursed railway to haunt.
Oh no.
Darth Will has such a big
Next
voice.
morning, we set off to find this, thing.
What is it they're looking for, driver?
Afraid I can't say. It's confidential.
Oh.
Now come on, off we go.
Are you sure this
can't escape him.
will be there?
What a jump scare.
Well, aside
Then
from
we have to watch
Hornsby,
the
no one's
entirety
been
of
in the mine
SCPs
since it
Todor.
closed.
No, we keep his own stories about
Existence.
Todor.
I
We call it
still
something.
can't believe
I don't know
the
what
That was
solution
a Geneva
to
Convention
supernatural
violation,
problem
King.
is a ruddy
Can't.
tea kettle.
It's okay. You can
I saw
violate
him last night.
it. Geneva Convention.
Are you
more like
serious?
Geneva
It was only a matter of
That's a
time
gesture.
before you did.
Why do you think he's back?
Why wouldn't he? He thinks we're the cause
Geneva
of his
recommendation.
downfall, and he wants revenge. He haunts
I don't know how
us
to
and
describe
causes
that
much
James
mayhem
Gunn
as
reminded me of
possible.
Angelus, but
If he
American.
can push you off the rails and create a sinkhole, who knows what else he can do?
That's what I'm worried about.
I think you should be a little more than worried. We've got a homicidal phantom on the line.
And that is why the Fat Controller is on a secret mission right now. I say, I don't see any kettles in here.
I put it in a trapdoor, if I remember correctly. The trouble is, I don't remember. Oh, there it is. You all right, Topham?
I've had worse, and I think I found your kettle.
Yep, that is most certainly it. Just as beautiful as I remember it.
It looks like it came from Asda.
You mean the shop?
All right, very funny. But be careful. This object contains a great deal of power, and it must be used properly. Whoops!
What on earth? It was sunny! How is this possible? I think that new fuel might not be a good fit for me. Oh, there they are!
All right, we better get that thing into a safe place before it causes more trouble.
Thank you, Rusty.
You're welcome. Pleased to be of service.
I love little
Rusty is so
nonsense. I hope this bloody thing works. I will not lose this railway to a disgruntled dead locomotive.
Change the weather.
Out of my way, you silly sausages! I'm staying put, you blue buffoon.
Why does he have a
No,
singular?
I wonder if Alfred's paid him.
He's a private engine.
Now that is something I'd pay to see. He's a right coward. Would probably shake himself to bits. Or wet the tracks. Oh, look, it's the
Finally, go piss girl real.
Good afternoon. We have
Yuki,
good
if you
news.
think that's a
We
joke, I
found
have
it.
some
Found-
excellent news for you.
Oh, right. Let me explain. This here is a kettle that can trap ghosts. I beg your pardon?
You heard him right. This is a mystical object right here.
I take it the engines didn't believe you?
No, not at first. They thought we had nicked it from Burning Man or something.
Wait, can you go back a few seconds?
It's a long story,
No.
but I'll explain later. Tonight, we've got work to do. Tonight? Why, yes, we need to get rid of this ghost as soon as possible. Well, okay, but do you even need us, though?
Yes, because we need to ram him at speed.
Then Gordon should do it.
But what if something goes wrong? We're going to need more than one engine.
Me feel loads better. You don't understand. He's more powerful than you think. He can levitate things. He's a ghost. He's a demon.
We'll have to trick him somehow. This is not going to be easy.
Yes, you don't need to state the bloody obvious.
Good luck, you two. I'd be there with you, but I'm just not strong enough.
Go and get rid of that evil creature of an engine once and for all!
I will say, though, I don't know if throwing a teapot at a ghost.
If you make any more snarky comments, you might as well go right in front of us to face Alfred
minute,
full on,
Australian
Thomas.
blue character.
Calm down, Gordon. You're just nervous. Nervous? Nervous, Henry! I'm bloody terrified, you donut! Oh, fine. Here they come. Got the kettle?
I think we're ready.
Well, I'm not. I don't think any of us are ready, Mr. Wrongman.
I know that.
Robin
But
Noodle
we've
Packet?
got to get rid of this thing.
Did he just say they're using a kettle to get rid of Alfred?
You've got to be kidding me.
We left around midnight for Wellsworth. It was one of the most heavy journeys I've ever taken. Just before we arrived at Wellsworth, we knew he was there. Oh, God. Well, where are you? Show yourself!
Oh, how rude of me. What? That's right, Gordon. Feast your eyes on the life destroyed.
Okay, I'm just going to say right off the bat that I'm not going to listen to any of this bullcrap about how we were the reason you blew yourself up. Ever since you arrived on this island, you had this horrible attitude. You were arrogant, rude, and to put it frankly, a great big freaking sociopath. You had many chances to get your act together, but you just wouldn't because all you cared about was domination. You wanted to be on top of the ladder, the best out there. You wanted everything all to yourself. Well, that's not how it works, buddy. You are nothing but a stuck-up green asshole.
And I'm supposed to believe you weren't the same.
In the past, maybe, but not now. Gordon is a well-respected engineer. He is bold, brave, and will not let anything destroy him. He uses his strength to help others in need. He knows what it means to be an engine of Sodor, something you never seem to know.
In your point of view, perhaps. I tell you mine.
I don't give a damn about your point of view. You tried to murder us. I take it back. You're not just an asshole. You're a savage beast. Bye, bastard. Oh, come on!
Don't bother, Gordon. It's useless to resist.
You're a blinking ghost. What are you going to do? Knock me off the rails? Ah!
Strike two. Oh, and to answer your question,
No, what are you doing?
teaching you a jolly good. You're second-rate, Gordon, and that's all you'll ever be!
Oh no, Gordon! So, you won't stay dead, eh?
Heaven 87546, my dearest friend. How are you?
No. 87546 is no more. My name is Croven, and how dare you call me a friend?
Oh, come now. I thought we were the best of chums.
Yeah, I thought so too. But I see the truth now. I wasn't your friend. Pawn, your minion. You manipulated me with your hateful ideologies. And that's your problem, Alfred. You have no love or sympathy in you. You're full of nothing but pure hate.
Hate which has kept my spirit intact for all these decades. And, ironically enough, I love it! You could have joined me, Griffin. But I see triumph is a solo act. Now, why don't you run along and play?
Why don't you just come and kiss my ass?
Why, you little ingrate!
Go back to hell, you son of a bitch!
Iconic.
So he just slides along the frame.
Bloody hell. I've forgotten why I don't run. Oh, my legs are aching.
You just like me for real,
I'm
for real.
confused. I thought we had to ram Alfred at speed.
Apparently, the Fat Controller was going fast enough.
The demon has been smitten. Yes, let him rot in that pit. Now, if you'd excuse me, I must attend to the governor. I can't spend all day wasting time to ghosts.
We must inform the president
I
of
guess
the
he
United
does
States.
have more bravery than we
Mr.
thought.
President.
Just like the man he was named after. Now then, I think it would be prudent if we got the breakdown train.
So that's it? It only took that tea kettle?
Yes, I know, it's shocking. But you never know what power these little knickknacks have.
Indeed. Do you have any contact with Rodman now? We couldn't interview him because he's in the United States right now.
Occasionally, but he's a bit of a nutter now. He looks around for other mysterious magical things. In fact, he went to America to find a so-called magic railroad. We gave the kettle back to Oldby, who discarded it somewhere secret. No one knows where it is. And frankly, that's a good thing. People can't be trusted with magical instruments such as that.
I believe this belongs to you.
Is that Santa?
I think it's probably like a Father Christmas Trains asset.
Fair enough.
Just based on how it looks, I'm like, okay, that's not a Santa. I'll call it Father Christmas.
All right, we watched a singular Halloween video, and we've been streaming for an hour and a half.
That's a pretty good average.
Let's make it 2 hours on one video.
Okay. I'm gonna hijack the stream because it's my channel, and I'm gonna show off some model trains.
I don't know that you're capable of hijacking the stream on your own channel. I hate to break it to you.
You're just hosting.
Well,
that's
you hijacked the stream.
him.
All right. Should I show off the stupid British choo-choos or the funny American choo-choos that I have 2 of?
Yes.
Your call, really.
I'm gonna
Show the Australian ones.
Huh?
The Australian ones. Where's the bluey train?
I
Show
am
the
about
train
to be-
blacks.
I am about to be asleep. I am going to need
Let
to
me
sleep
sloop.
soon.
Here
Nice.
is funny American choo-choo.
Ooh.
Oh wait, hold on. Is that
A lard ball.
This is Pennsylvania Railroad E6 number 460.
It
So
looks
the
like there's a
limber
lot of
special.
looks like there's a lot
Atlantic.
of metal on that. Is there a lot of metal on that?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, it's Broadway limited, so it's a brass hybrid. So
Oh,
there's
nice.
a lot of brass in this.
That's awesome.
A question. Is it black like a really dark green?
No,
That's a
it
good
is
one.
black, but it's in preservation condition, so it has a very glossy finish, which kind of gives it that kind of appearance.
To quote Norm Charbonneau, he would say it's DGLE green, which is dark green enamel, but everyone just calls it Brunswick green because it's easier to say that.
It's not even Brunswick green; it is just straight up black, but it's very, very glossy.
To quote Ted Lasso on this model, this is like seeing Billy Joel live. Never disappoints.
Hold on. Say that again, Thomas. That seems like vital information for me to have in this life about Brunswick Green.
Okay, so pretty much every Pennsylvania Railroad locomotive is painted. It's not a black. It's called DGLE, or dark green locomotive enamel. But but most people just call it Brunswick green because it's easier. So pretty much like all the GG1s, the T1s, S1 duplexes, the K4s, and the M1 classes all got this dark green enamel color, which
The
is
only one that I'm imagining green is the GG1s. I've never until now associated dark green with the Pennsylvania Railroad at all. That's kind of crazy.
It's
It's
more-
more- I'd say it's more of like their passenger stuff, like their rolling stock and their baggage cars. and stuff like
Interesting.
that.
Wait, it's
That's
like a
cool.
small question. Do y'all know the thing in science that happens? Almost every species goes back to crab.
Yeah.
So, like, is the train equivalent every engine goes back to Brunswick green?
Yeah, it's
Sure.
so true. Look,
Here is
I'll admit,
another-
I can't really see a tremendous difference between Great Western Green and Brunswick Green. I can't really see it.
I mean, I think they just did that because the guy who designed the GG1, Raymond Loewy, it was his favorite color. And also that, by the way, if you didn't know this, Loewy was the guy who designed the hourglass shape for the glass Coca-Cola bottle. So
Oh, whoa. That's kind of trippy.
The layers of lore.
that is a nice piece. I like seeing a lot of manufacturers like make unpainted examples now of their pieces.
Yeah. So this
She's
is a
stunning.
brass model of a Pennsylvania Railroad / Long Island Railroad G5.
Ooh.
Wow.
This is the same engine that my museum has. I'm going to try and paint this into number 39.
Ooh.
Now, I wish I could take apart I wish, as easily as this one is, I could just take the tender off of the E6, but I cannot, so I have to pick up the whole locomotive. Now, if I hold the two side by side, you may notice a couple of visual similarities between the two.
Mm-hmm.
And that is because they both share the same boiler. When the E6s were coming out of service and being replaced with the more modern engines, by modern it's like 20 years, their boilers were still very good. So they just took the boilers off of the E6s and plopped them onto the G5s. So it's basically the E6 got an upgrade from an Atlantic to a 10-wheeler.
Mm-hmm. It's stunning.
Funny because, yeah, but it's funny that a lot of those railroads did that because, like, I know the Santa Fe tried to combine like a pair of 210-2s and to make a giant 210-10-2.
Yeah, that sounds
but
right.
those things never lasted because like they were giant, but their fireboxes were too small and they just couldn't make them go more than like 10 miles per hour. So.
Like
Now, I also
railways
do
to
wanna
see a
say-
withdrawn engine with a good boiler and go, gonna use that and not wait for a response.
You know, I didn't mean to do this when I bought these engines. I did mean to turn this one to 39. So this one is supposed to be Long Island Railroad number 39 whenever I paint her. I didn't know this until after I got it. 460, the Broadway Limited shiny one, that one also served on the Long Island Railroad around the same time as this one, or a little bit earlier.
It comes full oval.
It came full circle. The two nice brass engines that I own both worked on the Long Island.
That is pretty beautiful, actually. All right, I think I'm going to take my leave. I'm only half awake.
Good night, Mr. The Missile.
Thank you. I was very glad to be here tonight. This has been a lot of fun.
Have a good night.
Have a great night, Master of the Pumpkins.
Thank you. Oh, that's why did you only give that to me now?
because
I was backstage.
You just went through the whole stream.
I gotta wait a year to use that. Okay.
Who says you have to wait a year? Just keep it up all year round.
For November, you can be Master of the Turkey.
Just right next to us. There's still time.
No, it doesn't have the same
Master of
range,
the Pine Trees.
Fair enough.
Alrighty. Well,
Master of the Mariah Carey soundtrack.
That's specific and lovely. All right, everybody have a great night and
All right,
happy
happy
Halloween.
You too.
Great night.
Take care, love me.
And now we just end the stream. Just over.
Farewell.
Let me leave. It's
The
Jover.
stream doesn't want me to go.
Oh, there we go.
We will now
There we
hold
go.
Lemmy hostage.
I'm looking up at my shelf of all my British locomotives, and I'm cringing at how much money is up there.
I do that sometimes. I walk in my back room where my Bachman stuff is, and I just go, "This is over $1,000."
Oh,
I
you want to
think-
talk about money?
I
I
could
gotta.
probably average out all those locomotives to like 175.
What's the most you ever spent on an engine?
Oh, you don't want to know. Trust me.
What is the most of it? Oh, I probably like Noah's Stepney.
Fair enough.
You bought Noah Stephanie?
The HO one, yeah.
Oh, the H. I thought they made a Gauge one and you bought it somehow. And it's
Not yet.
not been anywhere.
They're working on it. I'm gonna get it.
What's a model that you know is expensive but was a steal from the price?
Oh, I don't care for steals. I just want a train. I see it. I buy it.
I'll tell you mine. It's the Dapple Stepney for 60 pounds.
Oh, that's a steal.
It is a steal. Perfect. It was in box and everything.
Like, I think mine would be that. Like a while ago, I was browsing around eBay and I saw a listing. It was Bachman Emily for $40.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
And it was mislabeled. She still sits on my shelf, just on there. She's best purchase.
Yeah.
We support impulse buying sometimes.
Yeah, no, I never get any of my engines for steals. Oh, actually, I think this one. I got this engine. This is Katie.
Ooh, Barkley. I love those little guys.
I got this in a lot with a pug, little BR pug, and like 2 wagons, and I think the whole lot was like 150.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was a pretty good steal for 2 locomotives and 2 wagons.
Yes.
Now let me show you my most recent regret, and it's about to be superseded, but
We know what's in the Haddon's trunk.
there. So this is my most recent regret. It's about to be superseded because I already made another regret today. But here at Brighton Works.
Oh, Ash is gonna kill you for that one.
Yeah, I didn't say anything about it in the chat because I felt bad. But yeah, here it is.
Question: would a Haddon's P class count as a bad decision?
No.
Like the Bluebell one specifically.
No. especially not the Bluebell one.
It's so pretty.
You're talking about the Bluebell one, is it like the
Yes,
blue one?
the Bluebell. The Mad Bomber one.
Yeah. I have both of the. I have the other two P classes. I have 7-1. I have Nettle and Primrose. I'm just waiting on Bluebell.
Bluebell is so pretty, even if my wallet will not be.
What other funny trains do I have? I have the Lore train.
Got a lore.
Here is the Lore train.
Oh my god. Michael, don't leave me here.
I return. That is a nice model.
So when's it gonna be painted in Clancy green?
I think it just stays this. I just need to give it a face.
Fair enough.
I also don't know which one this is. I just bought this one. I asked Matt, hey, is this the Lore one? He said, yeah. And so I think I just need to give it one of the faces.
The 1300 Cell Tank version.
What other fun trains do I have up here? Oh, I have you. Another Bluebell engine.
One day you will have a Bluebell Gala on your layout.
I'm going to do it like this weekend. Here is honestly one of my pride and joys of the Bluebell collection. Hold on, I need to...
Aw. Reasonably so.
I can turn it around. There we go.
Yeah.
Ooh, pretty.
Here is the Bachmann C-Class.
She is stunning.
She's a looker.
Like, 2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
One, will you get a beachy head?
Yes.
And 2, where the fuck is Annie?
I think she probably eeped.
So where the fuck is Vincent?
Rehearsal.
Oh yeah.
A fun fact about the C-Class. I already owned a C-Class before I got that one, and I still have it.
Can we see the C?
You can in fact see the C. And I'm also going to preface this by saying it is the exact same engine, same number, same paint, same all.
I see, Matt C. So you're showing us the C-Class, you see.
This is...
We see very clearly.
Here is the scrap C-Class.
I love the weathering.
Mm-hmm. And the tarp.
This is just tape.
The power of tape. Flex tape.
So this is I forget the name of the person, but they're on eBay and Etsy. I think it's like a Holden Yard.
Yeah, I think Steven mentioned it the other night.
Steven has a crap ton of these. They make really nicely weathered scrap engines. So they take like the plastic Airfix kits that don't move, and then turn them into these really, really beautiful scrap engines. I have what is it? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5. Oh god, I'm dying. So I have the C-Class. I have a pug that sits on a little steam lorry with a roadbed.
Don't get carried away there, huh?
Well, it came with that. The pug came on the lorry. It was like a 2-for-1 deal. So it's like a weathered thing. It looks really nice. I also have a Flying Scotsman. I have a City of Truro, which was actually gifted to me by Lance Trainboy. And then I finally, this is the most recent edition, I have an Austerity.
Oh my god, it's Wilbur.
Which is, this one is actually going to be a character, quote unquote, on the Wetham Railway layout.
Ooh, nice.
But it's going to be in this condition. It's just going to be off to the side, like next to the sheds, just kind of like looking at them. And he'll just join the conversation every now and again. And like they're going to acknowledge him, but they're not going to acknowledge the fact that he looks like this.
Yeah.
It's like having a conversation and someone's in the Family Guy death pose.
Yeah. It's like, because everyone knows he's safe and they're not going to scrap him or get rid of him. They just haven't found the time to like fix him into working order yet. They haven't had like the reason to restore him to running order now that they have 10 locomotives. They really don't need a little austerity because
And they just leave him outside.
They just leave him outside. Even after they get the really nice, fancy restoration yard, they don't do anything. He just stays the way he is.
The weeds are his closest friends.
Yeah. What other funny train choo-choos do I have? I'll probably put the C class away. Any requests for locomotives that you guys know that I have?
Trying to think.
Can we get a peek at your peas, pretty please?
The peas? You want to see my peepees?
Dude, man.
That's for car chat.
Yeah. I'm actually going to save this one for last because it's the prettier one. And I don't mean that to insult you, Primrose. You're very pretty.
Pretty Primrose, puffing down the street. Pretty Primrose.
So here's Primrose in Bluebell Railway Line Black.
Oh, that's so nice.
That's beautiful.
She's also one of the engines that runs the Wetham Railway, and there is canon lore for that. Why she and Stepney are on the Wetham Railway. I wrote all that down. There's a lot of canon lore that goes into this, and also canon to the series whenever it comes out.
They're really blossoming over there.
She's a lesbian and she has a girlfriend. That's the lore. Who else left?
Someone that was muted.
Oh, Granite's dead.
Oh yeah.
Cheers, Garden. Oh, I cannot speak. I said Garden.
Here's Primrose. And the very beautifully detailed and beautifully lined Nettle.
Ooh.
Oh, Morb Sharab is back. It's still muted.
Hooray!
Morbius.
But yes, here is 178 Nettle SECR line green. This is my favorite. This is like one of my favorite paint schemes ever, or liveries. Sorry, I'm getting used to the American words. That's what I get for working at a model train store in the U.S.
I can't blame you, though. I mean, that is a really nice color palette.
SECR, the lined green is one of my favorite liveries of all time. The second one, which I'm going to show off also from the Bluebell, just because I don't feel like picking up another Penner engine, is LBSC Marsh Umber.
Ooh.
Here's Birch Grove.
Was that the impulse purchase one?
This was an impulse purchase, yes. It's the one that you actually sent.
Tee.
You said there was a Birch Grove on Hatton's, and I bought it literally instantly.
We love being the little demon thing on the shoulder sometimes. It's fun.
Yeah. But yeah, also, at some point I broke the whistle off, so I just need to re-glue that, but that's fine. It wasn't my fault. The whistle was offset, so it's not like straight up against the cab. It's leaning to the side, and so I thought it was like broken, and so I tried to push it back up and just like so.
Oof.
But anyway, yeah, that's Birch Grove in the fantasy Marsh Umber. My other favorite livery of all time.
Have you considered pink?
No.
Then consider.
Such a casual answer, too.
Come on, Primrose. Get back in your home. Go to your wife. And
show us the wife.
The wife, well, as it may have it, the wife is also an SECR lined green. Here is...
The fella's at the freaking SECR.
It's the SECR Hornby Terrier, 751.
So you're telling me Stepney and Primrose arrived together in the same line, and then Primrose bagged Stepney's sister?
No, I mean, technically Primrose and Stepney are cousins, but, you know, we're not going to get into all that.
Matt, no. No.
No bueno.
You do know that the P classes are based off of the Terrier's design, right?
That's
Did you not know
pretty
that?
easy to see, but...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Bestie.
same tree, completely opposite branches. Sorry, these engines get a little bit dusty sometimes because I just let them sit up here.
This is just like Star Wars lore.
But yeah,
Dustier and dustier.
So this engine is 751. In the lore, her name is Liz. In real life, this is the Terrier in Canada. This is Wadden.
Ooh.
And I did not know that.
So instead of going to North America, she just got a girlfriend.
Well, she goes to North America. In real life, the Canadian Railway Museum has genuinely been thinking about selling Wadden and Dominion of Canada. They've genuinely been thinking about getting rid of them. And so I'm just going to say they do get rid of Wadden, and she goes to the Wetham Railway. She gets steamed, and she gets a wife.
Good for her.
But
This
yeah,
is just like Liznarity.
this terrier also like died instantly.
No.
Yeah, the first batch of Hornby Terriers kind of sucked. So try to avoid.
Can we see the radial?
Ugh, no, honey.
Okay, honey.
Oh man,
This is one of the dumbest purchases I made. I bought this off of my friend, and he didn't tell me that it was factory weathered. Here is the Adams Radial EKR number 5. This is the Bluebell one, just in a different livery.
B. Adams.
From the Echer.
So on this side, the Adams is weathered in like a rusty orange color, like it's been working in like an iron mine. On the other side, it is weathered in coal dust.
Well, that's just weird.
Why is it like that?
I don't know why.
Why is it like, if it was factory weather, why didn't they weather it the same way on both sides?
That's what I want to know. And the weathering, it's not terrible. It's okay, but it doesn't look like really realistic. Because it's not like smoke and soot weathering. It's like environmental weathering. Like there's no like, there's like no smoke drip.
Gorgeous engine. I love it.
It's a very pretty engine. I just don't really have a necessary need for it. I don't really. I might try and get like a proper Adams engine for the Bluebell collection, but I don't really. It's not high up on my priority list. My priority list is Bluebell and the H class. Beachy Head is third in line because I'm using Beachy Head to double head as Rotherport or the H1. In like a rebuild condition. And then Adams is the last on the list that I really like care for or need. But I do have Camelot, so. Yeah. Oh, here's an edition that I don't think I've ever shown off, or really even, I ran it once. But I know everyone knows this model. But here is the Bachmann Rosie.
Rosie. The girl boss.
Bachmann Rosie.
This is generally one of the best models I have ever seen.
I love Rosie so much.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I love the pink Rosie, but there's something about the CGI model in person, man.
Yeah, they actually.
I love the NWR livery.
Yeah, Bachmann really knocked it out of the park with this one. They really did a good job on Rosie.
And the open cab. That's
Yeah. She actually has an enormously open cab. Like you can fully deck that out if you really wanted to.
Totally.
So we are officially 2 hours in, only one Halloween video.
Yeah, and we're down to 4 viewers.
Welcome to Torment.
Okay, here's a way.
Technically 3 viewers.
Oh, Matt, I have a suggestion.
What's your suggestion?
I just remembered I gave you 3 models. Do you have them in the box I gave you?
I do have them in the box. They're underneath Obama and a bunch of Bluey figures.
As they should
be.
All right, but I would like to show this off. All right, let's get more viewers in here. All right, everyone hype it up. Lance Trainboy, Lance Trainboy, Lance Trainboy. Here is his Percy.
Oh, I love that.
I love that, actually. That's so adorable.
The face.
This reminds me of like Percy Does the Thing, if that makes any sense.
Does the Thing is so good.
Now do the thing, Julie.
All right, funny
It's so
story.
small.
Drops in the half
Funny
baked
story. I know that Lance always sells his models, so I was very secretly hoping when he revealed, like when he did the video on this Percy, I was really secretly hoping in the back of my head that okay, maybe he'll sell this one. And so when I saw that he put it up, I immediately texted him and was like, "I'm taking Percy." So
iconic.
He came in clutch.
I have this now. I have little goggle Percy. And again, I haven't used him since I got him.
Now make a Thomas and James using the misprints to match.
True. All right, let's show off. Let's show off Joe's little boys, which I
JoJo's
totally
Bizarre
forgot I
Adventure?
had. Like, my room is such a mess. Oh, the M wagon is also on top of it somehow.
So allow me to provide context for these three models. So basically, me and Matt are so identical. I had the same idea as him, where I wanted HO models of the Tatmer characters. I started with Lady by myself. I had an Erdl model, and I put it on an American Pug chassis. A lot of like the chassis was like cut down and stuff. I gave it to my friend Jacob. He was able to like make the best of a bad situation with like all the tack and stuff, and he painted up the wheels, which made it look, you know, presentable. But then I was just like, I really want to like someday motorize these because like I see people do it and it looks possible. I just know these freaking hands can't do it. So I gave Matt my warship. It's a Hornby Model Railways Intrepid. And I tried running it. It does run, but I think the back axle is like loose or something because like it just bugs out. And then also the other two models are two Class 08s, Bachman Thomas, and they were from Zane, that one train guy. He sold them to me, and they were painted up as Splatter and Dodge, but I want to like refurbish them and do them proud.
Do I show them off now?
Yep.
All right, here's the first one. Here is Splatter.
To be honest, the paint schemes aren't bad at all.
They're not bad.
The only
Like,
thing that sucks is that there's broken buffers.
Yeah, it's not a terrible job. I think the gray is just a little bit too light, I think. But I'm also used to looking at my splatter, so. But yeah, like it's
reminds me of the Erdl ones.
It has style. That's what it is. It has a style to it, and I love it.
Honestly, even the names are done pretty well.
Yeah, what are those, like hand painted too?
Looks like paint pen. If I had to take a guess.
Balls to Zane. Because I do like that color purple.
Nice purple.
Yeah.
And the other boy. Oh yeah, that one's gone. Oh, he only has one.
He only has one. He had two. I lost the one. Like I said, I love Zane. I'm glad I finally have models for Splodge now. Because
Splodge is so good.
Splodge are my spirit animals, besides Ted Lasso. I think I said it earlier, but I said like to Matt in a chat when I was showing him a picture of my costume. I was like, I always was Ted Lasso. This is just the first time I'm dressing up as him.
This is interesting. Okay, so Splatter definitely has more detail than Dodge, and I don't know why, but Splatter has painted side rods, so his side rods are black, and also the windows are cut out in Splatter.
Interesting.
For some reason, Dodge does not have painted side rods. They are just the standard Bachman silver, and the windows aren't cut out in the cab.
Well, you could tell Dodge was late in the game.
Yeah, even Splatter's whole chassis is painted up. Like there's just like a covered up in like a grayish black.
These are both from Diesel, right? These are both Diesel, right?
Yeah, these are probably both Diesel.
Because I think like you can see where the implications of the front step ladders are, like where the holes for the pegs go. I could be mistaken.
Yeah, like the whole like those ladders. Yeah, those are there.
Someone pointed it out to me, but like I'm so glad that in the CGI series at least, like the orthos for Ari and Bert in comparison to diesel are like separately different in size and shape.
You
So
think
that kind of like
Pond
interests
plan it
me.
out.
Hmm?
I can remember their friend Pond. They're especially been morbing over Arian Burla. I think they were the ones who made the tweet about it being different models comparing the two. At least
Which
it's
makes sense because I mean it's like Ari and Bird have their own models. It's not like they just were able to copy and paste Diesel.
Because like Diesel gets made in season 2, and then Ari and Bert don't get made until 3 seasons later. So
Cause like I'm pretty sure there were like resin copies of it, like at least some form of cast copy of Diesel. Hence, no ladders.
Sorry, there's just ASMR of the model Railways Intrepid right now. So basically, this model I got for like 30 pounds, which honestly isn't bad for like something that like kind of works but doesn't. Like I've tried running that thing. I hear it run, and I think it has lights in it, so that probably takes up some of the power as well. But the main chassis has like bad axles, like the wheels are loose, so it doesn't like connect to running the engines. It's like when I had this broken Bachmann Oliver, the main gear that made him run broke. Like there was a piece taken out of the cog, and so he would just like run and go like every time he went over that one part on the gear. And
the gears aren't meshing with the back axle because the wheels are just kind of spinning freely.
Yep. So it's got to be something with like the ball bearings or something.
Model time with Matt. Let's get my screwdriver out. We're gonna do this on my lap. Everyone brace for potential disaster.
I had this crazy idea with making my Diesel 10 where it was like making the Bandai claw like detachable, because I love my Bandai Diesel 10. That's like one of my favorite things in the world, because it's just like the perfect fidget item and thing to bring for meetups and whatever. That's what I did at Edison, and Annie brought her Bandai Diesel 10. That was just
which
fun.
I gave her as a Christmas present like 2 years ago.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was just getting rid of all my Bandai stuff, and I was thinking, wait, she's not gonna be able to find this. And I think I purchased it off of Med, the Star Switcher, like while I was in college, and I figured it's like, well, you know what, I got to get rid of these sooner. I'll sell some of these stuff that doesn't sell. I'll just give away as gifts. So
I love the fact that I've become the Diesel 10 of our friend group, Thomas, and Matt. Like, and reasonably so, because it's just like, it's gotten to the point where I love it so much, but I don't want the joke to run dry. Because don't get me wrong, I love Diesel 10, but I fear the day that the joke runs old, which it never will. Because I mean, I have that perfect timing with stuff.
I think, yeah, because it works, because it's like, I think when people say that they make it, they don't overuse it like every single minute, because you do it every single minute, then that's like, I guess it's that thing, familiarity breeds contempt kind of thing. And if a comedian uses the same joke, it's going to get old really fast, and that's all they're going to be known for, and people are going to hate it more.
Speaking of which, I got to give credit to the person that made the Diesel 10 thing my thing, which is Brendan Reed's 10.
Yes.
Because at Oaks one year, it was when we had a small table with like Matt, Jacob, and a few others, like Spencer, and I think David was there. I could be wrong. We were just like we were messing around, me and Brendan, and then we both go walking to go get some hot dogs, and we were just talking about a bunch of random stuff, and then we just somehow like brought up the Diesel 10 video where it's like the refreshing proposition where he's like, "All right, Twinkle Toes, you got 10 seconds. Please don't make me fall the viaduct, Diesel 10. Is there anything I could do to fix this?" "Well, if you give me a refreshing Coca-Cola, I think I'll change my mind." That killed me. And I was just telling him about it. He was just like, he like went on this tangent where he was just like, I just love Diesel 10's voice. The voice is inspired from Jersey, but he just sounds like a Jewish grandfather.
I hate that you're right.
And then we were just doing Diesel 10 back to back. So it was just like, "Yeah, you want to go get a hot dog?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, I got a credit card. No, I'll pay. It's like, no, come on, I had my wallet right here. I was like, nah, I insist. So I paid for our lunch, and then like we went back. Then we just kept doing Diesel 10 for like the longest time. And then at Edison, when it was Project Tiger Moth, it was Friday night. Oh no, I think it was Friday night because like we were hanging out, me, Jesse, and a few others. We were by the pool, and then we go because it's an indoor pool, and then there's a gym.
No, I
that you get
remember that. I
across
know
the-
that pool.
Yeah, and we go in the gym. We immediately, the second I walked back into that gym and Brendan was standing there, we locked eyes and we were like, we have a bit cooking. I just went into this thing. I said like, all right, welcome to Diesel 10's gym with aerobics and stuff. He looked at me and he just starts doing his James voice, and then it just spiraled out of control from there. He was just like, yeah, sure. Can I use your treadmill? And I was just like, yeah, you can easily outrun Spencer and shit. And like, I have a video of it still on my Google Drive, and I sent it to Brendan. We might do something with it. I'm thinking like either we'll just keep the footage raw and just upload it one day, or we'll like mess around with it and maybe make like an animatic. I will do the animatic whether he does or doesn't, but I don't know. It's a beautiful thing. And then afterwards, it concreted our friendship and Diesel 10 as a character for both of us. And then afterwards, the next time I was at Edison, me and Bobby, we were messing around with the bit because he loved it too. And he was like, we need to do a sequel. And I was like, oh yeah, totally. And then I just came up with this bit of like Diesel 10 stuck with the gym because he has to pay alimony. we did this whole bit with Jax where he was Thomas, and then like someone was Toby, and Jesse was I think James. Like
Jesse
incredible.
James.
Maybe I can't remember Jesse's character, but he was funny in it. He was just like he was going on about this thing where he was like, "I'm trying to be better than my cousin." Like I don't know why, but it was the best. It was just it sounds so funny out of context, which makes it even crazier because that's the whole point. Diesel 10 is just thrown into these crazy situations, just trying to get by. And the most recent interaction of me doing Diesel 10 was with Thomas, Matt, and everybody else. We went up to the national park. Matt
Scoys
usually
Mountain
goes
Park.
to.
Yeah, I remember it was like
Yeah.
3 months ago, I think, or 2 months ago. I can't. Yeah, no, it was right after. I think it was right after the August show. So.
Yeah.
It was directly after.
And I was like, we were hiking, me, Matt, and Annie. Me and Annie really had to go to the bathroom, and we were like walking past this area, and we were like, oh, this concrete, like there's a slab of concrete just like in the middle of this field. And we were like, oh, it's a perfect place for filming for like Rob's remakes and stuff. And then we came back, we have everybody move their stuff over there. And then I'm like, I just like take a break because I was like sitting for a long while, like helping Rob like film with wooden trains. And then I just look at this giant hill behind us, and I'm like, this looks like that scene in Tavern where Thomas is like on Muffled Mountain and he tumbles down. And I get the craziest idea, and Matt, like I think sensed it too, where I just go like, Matt, can we please do a bit where it's me tumbling down the hill and you're a person named Splodge, like just him as just a guy named Splodge. And he was like, all right, I don't see why not.
That was
And,
that was a really good Matt voice.
It's so scary whenever I do it because I scare myself. That's another story. I'll tell that in a minute. So I walk up the hill. I say, all right, am I out of shot? And I'm like up here and Matt's down here. And so the tumble is like from right up here, and I'm trying to like do it on my camera. So it's like that. So he says, all right, you're good to go. And I start like going down and like, oh, what the hell? At one point, I actually fall on my ass, and then I just keep rolling with it. And then I do like a pratfall, and then like I'm like on the ground. It's on Matt's Twitter, like EE93's Twitter. And it's just called When Diesel Meets Splodge, like when Harry met Sally and stuff. And then like the best part was Matt had to censor me saying the F word because I said cluster F because I was like going on a whole tangent about the alimony and then like magically being transported through the buffers. and he uses like the conductor whistle as like the censor bleep, and it's the best. And then I don't want to spoil it, but like legit, it's the funniest video that he and I ever did together that isn't like part of his series. And he would probably say the same thing. Like, it's just so random, man. And Lemmy was like looking from afar, and he was just like, I just saw genius. Like he was like hearing us like do the dialogue, and then like Rob was like just laying on the ground, like taking a long break, and he was just like he just stayed there planking while we were still recording, and it just added to the funniness. And,
yeah, context there.
The greatest.
Yeah, there's gonna be another one of our friends probably gonna be uploading a video that'll have us all in there for like maybe a minute or so. So the point is that it's gonna be like the weirdest freaking thing you will ever see.
It's so good.
I concur.
Yeah, there's also a moment where we kind of like beat up Matt, but it's like that's spoilers. So.
Yeah, that's spoilers. The good thing there's only 4 people watching.
Yeah,
I think 3 of them are us.
I am at least one of them. Yeah, just meet us for the funniest, wildest things.
Oh, speaking of wild things, this is the other story I'll say. I mean, were you gonna say something, Dookie?
Like, I recently went on a trip to Ohio, met up with some friends. It was a delightful time. Met friends from years, almost nearly a decade. Some recent ones. It was delightful. Like, from that point onward, whenever how to describe experience of meetups, they change things. They make you think and do things you never expect. Like the videos I've seen of Annie, Vincent, the whole gang doing stuff. They're on another level. Rusty gets a boyfriend. Delightful.
Watch that.
The one video with Lux's capsules. It was legendary.
Oh, that's on my channel. Which one? Do you want to watch Rusty helps Peter Sam get a boyfriend?
Yeah,
Special advertisement get a boyfriend?
I'm interested now. I gotta see this.
Everyone gets a boyfriend like it's Oprah.
All right, so which one do you want to watch?
Which one is your favorite one?
My personal favorite? I think Rusty helps Peter Sam get a boyfriend is my personal favorite.
Yeah,
now, which one caused you the most emotional turmoil?
Oh, easily Thomas in the special advertisement.
That's
Double.
It's a third one.
It's about psychological horror. It's Halloween. Let's get in the spirit.
So we're gonna watch Thomas in the special advertisement get a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yes. And then we'll waterboard Matt.
Oh.
And then I'll tell the story about my Matt voice.
All right, you guys ready?
Oh God.
Yo.
Is that Mr. Drippy?
I'm Thomas.
Yes.
Took too long to get into my accent. What are we doing today?
Hey, man.
Hey, Percy. Oh.
Yeah.
Did you get? You should get a new lid the same place I did, Percy. Look at me. You're nice.
I love Hornby Toby.
And here is Toby. I don't know where he gets those. The mainland.
Sure, what are you doing?
To ask, he had the energy of a shady watch salesman. You know what? That's fair. Does anyone hear something?
Hearing Lemmy in a video like
hear
this
anything ever
is
since
clashing
before.
with my head.
God, no.
Well, the thing
No,
is, this
there's
is
a
built at Lemmy's
hold
house.
on. Oh,
So yeah, he's gonna be in the video.
Lemmy's house?
Yes, he's at Lemmy's
I didn't know that.
It's walls?
You can die here, Percy.
When we went to Strasbourg, this was like 2 days before we went to Jersey. Because we were in Strasbourg. We went to Lemmy's house. So
How can something
Needs to Strasbourg one day.
I don't
yeah,
know, Toby.
I'll see you around.
Gravity? I don't know. So, what was that all about?
Sit up and that as a plan, Twinkle Toes.
Matt, I saw 2 kids dressed up as Bluey and Bingo, and the dad was Bandit. It was incredible for Halloween.
Good.
Oh my God.
I gave him a shit ton of candy.
watching this clip actually gives me so much physical pain because I know I said like, yeah, I don't care about this Percy, but the noise and the crunch that Ryan just slammed the wooden Thomas into this Percy just physically pains me still. Just watching it back.
It's resin. He's fragile like a mental
Oh my
God.
It's a bump.
I have a letter to read from a little girl who is 5 years old.
Dear Thomas and all his friends,
Fuck,
can I
Jacob.
meet you?
I love the story
again?
behind that letter.
Mommy says there are no trains allowed in my house.
I still
because
have
last
this
time
down.
there
I
was
just
a train in
wanted
my
to send it back
house.
to,
Something about our breakfast. I don't know. We moved away and it got really bad. And mommy.
Why does that
says
actually
about
sound
Daddy
like
now.
Jacob, though?
Can you come to my house? I live in Bath.
Jesus Christ!
I live in Bath.
All right, before we watch them all die, here it is.
It survived the fog.
That's a name board. That's Jacob Jarrett's name board for you.
Yeah.
That's a prop.
There's a picture that Jacob he made because I sent this sign in the Gauge One corner, which Jacob was in, and he sent like a before and after picture of like when this sign was first written at the Northland show. Jacob had a picture, kept a picture of when this sign was first like made at the first Northland show versus the second picture, and just all the wrinkles that are now in this piece of paper is quite astounding. But yeah,
It's more wrinkles than the
Jesus
time
Christ.
that passes in
This
time in a
wasn't.
bottle.
This is in fact a Northland's hunt the treasure map. That's what this is.
Jeez, man, that's
a
gave me
beautiful.
whiplash.
That's an artifact.
And I'm not keeping it, unfortunately. I'm sending it back to Thomas Rafter.
Losing a national treasure.
Visit me, Thomas.
Fucking fuck.
What I use JT's window cleaner. Since all the other engines were going to the kingdom,
I say
Thomas
that
had to
same
show other
phrase.
engines how to do his work. So one time I was. This is why.
I do want to say we did do another take of this, so you didn't hear the alarm, but this was arguably
So
funnier.
one time I was like
That
racing
was.
Bertie the bus. I mean, one time I was racing Bertie bus, and
Sometimes
and
art
I-
is
I don't know
accidental.
what that means. I'm English. Okay. So we were. I was racing him, and then I stopped like right before the bumpers. I stopped. I could have crashed. I stopped. I stopped right before the bumpers. Nuh-uh. Me nuh-uh.
You guys like the Lady Bird whistle?
I'm a communist.
Oh
What happens with too much ink?
my god.
Now we are become death. JT, please.
Ryan deserves an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor.
Shakespeare could never.
Cameraman.
I hate you. I hate you more.
This is just the divorce.
Annie, are you gonna spit? Medic!
Thomas, we needed that. Early next morning, the engines were ready to go. Toby and Percy were both.
This was one of the
flatbed.
first scenes,
James
by the
and
way.
Al
It was
were
really
waiting to lead off.
confusing.
Gordon, Edward, and Duck were also coming.
Is that
with
Eric
special
James?
Yeah, I think it
I'm
is.
Vincente 22, and today I'd like to talk to you about our sponsor,
Blue timer at the bottom. I love it.
Doja Cat?
Well, do you? You
Yeah.
Do you use Netflix? Are you sharing your passwords? You better not share your passwords. I'm losing so much of my net worth right now.
The wrath of Mr. Trippy.
Hey, who's this on my railway? Who's this on my railway?
Freaking sputter and dodge
Vincente
theme.
22. I'm kind of North Vietnam. I'm sorry, Mr.
I just want to say, look how cinematic we get the over the shoulder shot.
Absolutely, so I have.
Better composition
yeah,
than
I
most
just
movies.
wanted to make
Better
sure
composition than the FNAF movie.
You know, the films from Denmark. You know, I got you covered on that.
Hey, look.
Legally, but illegally at the same time.
Thomas could never.
Legally.
This is more hand craftsmanship than Victor's entire series.
Look.
I don't know how to watch it. All the new episodes feel like parodies but they're
real.
real.
You can send me all the Norwegian films you want.
Also, it's
and,
not really
we'll
obvious what Vincent's smoking. That is the bot
get
thing that Lemmy and Rudy Productions made to
It's,
control their
876
softboxes.
Wario.
That is a light switch, basically.
If I'm gonna give you that, I know that's my job.
It's
to
a
sell you
light
that,
switch
but,
with
you know,
a
I'm gonna
tube
need a
that
little
has
bit of payment
tinfoil
for
on
that.
the
You can't just,
inside
like,
to
ask
direct
for it, because I'm
the radar,
sponsored.
I'm a little low on cash.
the
today.
infrared thing, to
Well-
each individual light.
Can I have Toby's top, please?
His top.
Can I have
What's that about my top?
Toby.
I just-
Toby's
look,
crop
look,
top.
look. I can't. Look, this is a children's.
I love how
program.
Lemmy sounded in the distance.
And yet you have the stake of me blackmailing you with these Danish films and the reputation of your railway at stake. So you're gonna give me that?
Sir, you're not going to facilitate Toby
well,
sexual, are you?
There's my rail.
I facilitated.
Good night, Lux.
Good night, Lux.
Take it and leave. Take it and leave.
Nah.
Beep, beep. Hello, sir. Oh God, no.
I had that
You didn't
same
see
wishing
me. No
well.
illegal activity whatsoever. Let's go. Come on, it's 8 o'clock. To London we go.
Again, incredibly confusing that we filmed this episode entirely out of order.
Oh my god, it's Growler.
I love that water bottle has become its own character now.
All the engines
It really
were
has.
in a splendid shed. Children were delighted to meet their friends. I'm glad the little girl wrote to us, whispered Thomas to Percy. Isn't it wonderful what happiness a letter can bring?
Is there any water bottle? We're now at 2 hours and a half somethings, and we officially watched our second video of the night.
Let's go. Now, do we want to watch Russ Yells Peter Sam Get a Boyfriend?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go watch No Greater Gift. It's a great movie.
Yeah, where
Please
is it?
watch Annie Sees Beyond the Buffers.
There it is. Watch this.
So true. And also, My Burden is Light's delightful.
Also, her
Ah,
comedy skit is
that's
really
me.
funny. A Thomas fan
It's
goes
me.
to therapy. It's incredible.
It's you.
I still need to post like the behind the scenes of me voice acting this because during like one of my crying scenes, a plane flew overhead, and so I just like break character and it's like, there's a fucking plane outside.
Stubney.
Also, I made a
Legend.
thumbnail for this, and this is my best thumbnail work ever.
It so is. It so is.
Such graphic
Every day,
design. Why am I
little
even
engines
majoring
work.
for that in
Crisp
college?
air is suddenly filled with a familiar noise. The lakes and mountains have many visitors, and Harold the helicopter flies the skies, making sure that no one is in trouble.
Good job, Peter Sam.
Oh, present and
Then Harold noticed something. A steady diesel was coming round the mountain. Harold flew lower for a closer inspection.
Balloon.
Yeah, he's touching a balloon.
Oh my god.
I'm Rusty. What's your name?
Harold, who are you?
Oh my. Oh me, oh my.
Don't remember seeing you here before. What are you doing in my swamp?
Please, you're the one in my personal space.
Well, well done. Cheers and keep up the good work.
Holy frick, mommy.
Yeah, go for good measure. Just one more. Let's go.
I was trying to hit Rusty off with
Cheeky
Harold,
chopper.
and I kept missing.
What did you say?
Failed hit
Call me
mission.
the king of rock and roll.
You're going down with me! You're going down with me!
I like how this thing turned to Harold.
Why does this always keep happening?
I don't want to play with you anymore.
Damn.
Peter Sam and Sir Handel were glad to see Rusty. Even so, Sir Handel wouldn't stop grumbling. The cars didn't like Sir Handel and wanted to play tricks on him.
Sir Handel,
What?
why do you have to be so rude to the trucks?
They suck, that's why. Why wouldn't I?
They don't suck.
Yes, they do. They push me around and they just grumble about everything.
Well, they don't push me around. They like me. What do I?
You're a suck-up, a
Ryan sounds
bootlicker,
like Joey
a
Turner,
wheel
Sir
licker at
Handel
that.
in the EE93 series.
You know what?
All trucks are
I hear it.
ATAC.
It-
Wait, yeah, that's about right.
It's too much work just fighting with you.
No,
We officially actually have 3
Back
viewers.
here.
I won't
We
get back
did
here.
it.
Yes, you're gonna get back here.
I want a
no,
divorce.
No. You're. Excuse me.
I want a divorce.
We've been married for 27 years. You're not gonna get
Peter
divorced.
Sam.
Why can't I?
Because it's been that long. What are you just gonna run out after one fight?
I grant you this annulment.
That's how
You're free.
Shows up.
Hey,
I'm free.
who are
Oh,
you?
guys,
Wait, I'm gonna go shut the trucks because they don't like you.
Who's that? Okay, that's it. I'm calling the Ghostbusters.
The hand of God.
This scene is so good.
Oh my god.
What?
What are you doing here?
He just pops up again.
I'm having a cheese Danish. How about you?
I got divorced.
That's a conversation.
What? My husband's an idiot. What's new?
Women, am I right? Yeah, no one understands us.
Dang right they
Yeah,
don't.
No, well, you know,
The stupid
Wait, Matt,
Nazis
pause
on
for a
Twitter,
second.
they don't know anything.
well, you know.
Well, that aged well.
You know you ever heard of the instant regret playlist
No.
on YouTube? It's this really long playlist. There's a video where it's like I think a clip from Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dines, and it's this guy like sitting at a table eating cannoli, and the clip just cuts so abruptly when he says this. He's like, "I'm eating a cannoli and it's great, and I'm gonna kill my son."
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
That's
I
what that
have
felt
seen
like.
that.
He's like, "I'm having a cheese Danish. How are you doing? I'm getting a divorce." It's just parallels.
We love cinematic myths.
No, if you couldn't shunt cars, then you couldn't get a divorce. Am I right? So maybe just pretend that you don't have Social Security, and maybe she'll take you back.
This is like, I am the cheese. I'm the
Are you with the IRS?
on the show?
No.
I need a lawyer.
Lines. Sir Handel, what are you doing in the shed?
I'm ill. I have the COVID.
I love how
What?
often we say.
How did you get the COVID? You're an engine.
Context.
Passengers, I don't know. They never wear their masks.
Peter Sam,
He is so
got to
small.
do his work.
He is so
Why?
small.
Because I said so.
He's just a little guy.
I think it's
Who's also an old man.
It's important to keep in mind that Duke, like his basis, because this is just the Kato model, is physically a narrower gauge than the Scarloey engines, but they just run on the same track. So Duke is physically smaller than scale wise. Duke is physically smaller than the Scarloey engines.
So
he's a manlet.
So in IRL, Duke is HO and the other guys are double O's. Or
It's literally just because Duke, I think, is like a 1 foot something gauge, and the Tyclone engines are like 2'3".
Okay.
So size wise, Duke is actually a lot smaller. He's supposed to be a lot smaller. So he is the correct size. Just his wheels are a bit too far apart because they still fit on the narrow gauge track. They still fit on 9mm track.
So TVS just bimbofied him.
No, the TVS did it right. They made him bigger to be like correctly in size because Duke is 2'3". Duke is 2'3". Prince and Princess are 1 foot something.
That's a wider. It's not proportional. That's re-gauging stuff, bestie. The wheels
they
were
have to make-
cat tall.
Duke is genuinely supposed to be bigger. Duke is genuinely supposed to be bigger than this.
How are we spawning an intellectual conversation from a video called "Rusty Helps Peter Sam Get a Boyfriend"?
Because
nature finds a way.
I mean, I wish Lemon was here because I know someone told me that would Duke be broad, narrow gauge, and I know I would spawn a whole molehill or abyss with the whole broad gauge would be on.
We
Alex,
can choose
hi.
times.
Okay,
Alex,
narrow
hey.
gauge.
Alex,
Broad narrow
thank you
gauge
for the
doesn't
technical
exist.
Hey, Alex.
Broad narrow gauge is an oxymoron. I think that's the right word.
Why are
Because
you
that can't
king shaming narrow gauge
Narrow
railways?
I know someone who's a moron. Don't know about the
Narrow
oxy.
gauge literally just means anything smaller than 4 foot 8 inches.
Fun fact: the Arsdale and Scarlet engines are both narrow gauge. They lied to you.
Anything smaller than 4 foot 8 is narrow gauge. That means that a 4 foot 7 railway is narrow gauge because it's not standard gauge. Broad gauge is anything above 4 foot 8. So broad narrow gauge cannot exist.
Actually, it's called standard gauge.
I'm going to snap your neck.
With what? A broad, narrow gauge, standard gauge line?
Well, it's funny you should say that because the Great Western had both these dual gauge tracks that they ran on. So they ran narrow gauge on the same lines as the broad gauge would. Fun fact, because I know this because they decided to one day they decided to park a narrow gauge coal train on the same track as a broad gauge line, and the signalman's like, "Oh, let's bring the boat train that's broad gauge on this to do it," and he forgot about the coal train, and whoop-de-doo, they've hit each other.
Amazing.
A real calamity.
Yeah, you can if you look up BBC's Horizon rail crash, they document that for like 3 minutes on like some guy's stupid HO layout.
Yeah, and
All this and more on 3 minutes.
Signalman also forgot that he is not supposed to let trains on that block when there's another train. That's called it's the 34th rule in the handbook. So look up Railway Rule 34 if you want to learn more about that.
No.
Can't you just tell Alex to do that? He's at least most viewership.
He's the only person actually viewing this stream.
Alex, please still give me the shirt. Don't listen to them.
Anyway,
I technically won.
Yeah.
Please. Actually, do I still get the? I don't care.
Numbers.
Grandson, I'll do it.
I'll be out.
Damn right you will, you freaking loser.
You shut up.
Not slay game.
No, you shut up, Brady.
Falcon.
Go back to Ohio.
Oh my God,
I love how
he
it's
just won't shut up.
Shot.
It's been so
Play that
long
back.
and so tired of him.
That was like perfect panning and tracking.
I'll do it.
Damn right you will, you freaking loser.
You shut up.
No, you shut up, Brady.
Falcon.
Go back to Ohio.
Yes, Duke lines.
Oh my God, Sir Handel. He just won't shut up. It's been so long. I'm so tired of him.
Is Peter Sam a
I'll play
MILF?
I Spy to get my mind off things.
What?
I Spy with my little eye.
No, I did not hear you. Wow, Garnet was right. It's really hard to hear people over the stream. What'd you say?
You will never know.
Send it over DMs, I guess, man.
Something great. Yeah, slay. Ivo, you really are a bad influence.
Hey, I didn't ask to be branded that. That was a corporate merger requirement. It's not Duke line.
Poor bozo. The poor stupid bozo.
Bust my buffers. What on earth happened here?
I don't know.
I love
don't Sir Handel, please, and get me out soon.
Okay. Well, don't worry, Speeder Sam. We'll get you back to the works and you'll be functioning again and arguing with your wife again in no time.
He's not my wife anymore. I divorced him this morning.
3 hours later.
Why didn't you warn me?
Why would I want to? It was funny. I heard what happened. Rusty told me about it.
Alex.
I told him not to tell you.
Yeah, well,
So
you're
what
stupid, by
is
the
your
way.
answer then?
Let me guess. You were playing I Spy again. I told you not to do that.
You know what? I did kind of miss your nagging voice.
I didn't miss you, by the way. If you're trying to get one of those happy endings where we make up and then the audience smiles and goes, you're not getting it. Kiss! Kiss!
Just play with the script, please.
I'm not playing.
Sir Handel, please, just play with the.
I'm not playing with the script. I'm not playing with the script.
So, like, are you guys gonna kiss? Because I'm writing fan fiction.
You know what, Sam? I'm just gonna do this to make you mad. Rusty, come here. Oh yeah. Rusty, let's go.
Ivo.
We'll be back later tonight, Peter Sam. We're gonna go get our hotel.
Ivo, are you anywhere near here?
I'm doing my best, man.
Across the room.
Do you want to get married?
I need a ship like this.
Da, 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 da.
But can we beat up Peter Sir Handel first?
Sure.
I prefer you didn't.
I mean, I'm here. I would love to.
Off
Okay.
camera, Peter.
New fan fiction unlocked. Let's go. Oh,
This is sweet.
I love that Annie.
I'm writing my fan fiction tonight.
Oh, come here, you.
I can say Annie is still writing that fan fiction. Her magnum opus.
He added nothing to the plot.
It's her Sistine Chapel. It's her legacy.
You're telling me a Sistine painted this chapel?
No, he wasn't cis.
Good for him.
Good night, Alex.
Happy Halloween,
Alex.
Alex.
Bye,
Love you,
Alex.
man.
All right,
Let me know
what
about
what
the
other
shirt.
videos should we watch the Scarlowy Railway mental health video as well?
Yeah.
Is that the capitals one? The icon?
Yeah.
Oh! Wait, what if you watched the stream? What happened?
Well,
Wait, what if you watched the stream? Is what
can we
happened?
do one of those things where it's like a loop really
Well,
quick?
Wait, what if you watched the stream?
I don't know, man.
what
Can we do one of
happened?
those things where it's like a loop really
Well,
quick?
Wait, what if you
Sure, I'd
watched
love
the
that.
stream?
Is this like horror deja
I don't know, man.
what
Can we do one of
happened?
those things where it's like a loop really
Well,
quick?
Wait, what if you
Sure, I'd
watched
love
the
that.
stream?
Yeah, that would be really
horror
cool, you know?
deja
I don't know, man.
What
Can we do one of
happened?
those things where it's like a loop really quick?
Wait, what if you
Sure, I'd
watched
love
the
that.
stream?
Yeah, that would be really great, you know? I don't know.
I
Can
think
we do
that's
one of
the
those
whole
things
idea,
where it's
to
like
tell
a
you the
loop
truth.
really quick?
Wait, what if you
Sure, I'd
watched
love
the
that.
stream?
Yeah, that would be really great, you know? I don't know.
I
Can
think
we
that's
do
the
one of those
whole
things
idea,
where
to
it's like
tell
a
you the
loop
truth.
really quick?
Wait,
Okay, we're done.
Great idea. And it was perfectly executed. Oh god, I remember when you showed me this video for the first time.
who is that twink on Jane's cab?
That's Noah.
Noah's a twink?
Yeah.
Hello, twink.
Good for them.
That's it. Find you some more, Lily. Promise. Not going to be any help at all. It's now or never. I've got to use up the rest of this stuff. Are you ready?
No, we're not.
Oh my god.
Puffball! Teapot!
Perfect.
Oh, well. Nice time of the year for a cruise.
Yeah, there's that.
I just.
There's the Edison ad.
Oh, that was great.
There's this. Here it is. Mental health with the Scarlowian.
This is your moment.
Punch, 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 punch,
Have
punch,
it.
punch, 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 punch.
Tell me your problems.
Oh my god, you're clean shaven in this.
And I think
I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not giving me a lot to work with. Okay, Peter Sam, get in here. Okay, cool. What the shit happened to your hand? Anyway. Your original. What? Okay. Anyway, so, buddy, you are. This is your new friend now. Okay. I don't trust this. Ready? Now, you cannot explode. We do not run or shout in these hallways.
Also, Annie kept like cutting the
How
video
can I
and
understand
recording.
you and your mumbling. Make him happy, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Is this
Cool.
your house?
Ready? He's gonna hold your hand now.
You go there. But Annie cut
Here we
right
have
across them.
the left brain and the right brain.
I think that's
Now,
it.
any,
And why you toss Lux's capsules?
Funny.
can I help you?
True.
You're ruining the moment. If you don't
The moment never existed.
Okay, so as you can see, here we have the left brain and the right brain. Now, can we all know it takes both brains to fly. Real. Okay. Can anyone tell me the difference between the left and the right brain? Thomas, tell me the difference.
He just rolls in. Oh my
Not even
god.
rolls. His wheels
Don't
can't
side-eye
turn.
me, bitch. Don't mount Duke. Oh my god. All right. Well, now we have half a brain, but that's okay. We can still work with this.
He just like
This is
for real,
creativity.
for real.
No.
Oh, we're two halves of a whole
Okay, now we're gonna have to use the depressed one. Cool.
And then the bottom of his chassis went with him. That's what. Here, if
Okay,
you just
now we're gonna
look
have to
close,
use the
you're just gonna
depressed one.
see
Cool.
the bottom of his chassis just goes.
It's like a missile.
Here it is.
As you can see, we have reunited. You have caused enough trouble. Do not pick it. Why did you do this? This is our new intern. He's
Meanwhile, I'm in the
Mariah
background trying
Carey?
to find something to put Thomas on, so he's not just
brain and the
picking up
right
the
brain.
dirty counter.
And then depression.
I thought that was a
Can anyone tell me what
barge.
depression means for you?
I'm stressed.
Doesn't matter. Left brain is all about the rules. The right brain is all about society. Now, who can tell me which one is better or worse? Thomas? Okay, all right, that is an answer. Thank you so much. All right, so that's right. The left brain and the right brain are equally important. Now, here's
No,
what we're
Freddy's
gonna do.
better.
There's Thomas sitting on like
Now,
keys, I
the
think.
human body develops something called.
Is that
I
Pepper?
was remembering. Cool. It develops something called dopamine. Now, sometimes
was at
you
our
get dopamine
first
through
train
dog.
show, Matt.
How do you get
when we had
dopamine,
just
Thomas?
one table and a little oval with engage track.
As you
And
can
a little friend.
Give me the dopamine.
And a dream.
I want it. I need it. All right. You can.
And various crimes.
All right, so that's dopamine for everyone here. The body is stressed. It releases a chemical called cortisol. Do you know what that word means, Thomas? That's right. That's what the reason you're like this. Isn't that insane? Maybe you should stop being a little bitch all the time. Can you tell me what one of them is?
Looks is delightful.
Oh, they're making out. Cool. Anyway.
What? Who's that?
Why does Vincent sound so
Who's
sad?
that
You know
in the
what
red
that
shirt?
Vincent sounded like? It sounded
Huh?
like that one meme of that dude who like poured water, like sprayed like a water bottle into like someone in like a bathroom stall, and they're like, "What? No!" Do you know what I'm talking about?
Who said that?
No, Vincent's what sounds like that dude in the toilet stall.
That's
The
Vincent.
what stall?
Oh no! Wait, I know that's Vincent. Wait, who's the guy in the red shirt?
Accept me
That was,
for who
Mike.
I am.
No, Grandpa.
What about fun, Grandpa? Are we enjoying fun, Grandpa?
Yeah.
No.
Stupid little face.
I thought they had milk at the bottom.
He's
of
going
it.
on a long trip.
Covered in milk.
No, you need to understand the bottom of that glass. You can't really see it, but like you see how it's like not opaque.
Yeah.
It's white at the bottom. It's like a layer of like white at the bottom, and so we all thought that they had milk in the bottom of it. And then
Fun,
Vincent
Grandpa. Are we enjoying fun, Grandpa?
picks it up,
Yeah.
and puts it on top of dude to our horror.
I thought they had milk at the bottom.
He's going on a long trip.
Covered in milk.
I love how perfectly he fits inside that kind of chassis.
Oh dear, you did it.
Good boy. Garlic, salt, and friends.
There, he's on garlic powder.
Now
That's what he's on.
featuring.
Garlic powder is the MVP in cooking. She is the best thing ever.
Oh God.
What was he saying?
Sir. What's the moral of this story?
No stories actually have morals. Nihilism is the only way. Ow. Stealing.
Man.
Force.
Everybody loves the twins. I don't remember when I said everybody loves the twins.
How did he?
Money might come apart.
I need those skills.
Oh my god.
Money might come apart.
I need those skills. Damn, I sound fruity as fuck.
All right, what other dumb videos do we have here? Do you have anything like short and stupid? No. We have last year's trip. Oh, we should watch this because Ghost. What do you
I helped with the thumbnail.
Toast.
I made the brightness and stuff.
Who just said toast?
Hmm?
I just heard I just heard something go toast.
Yes.
Live your best, toastiest life. Yeah.
Anyway, should we watch another ghosty story?
I was gonna say, I think I'm gonna head out for tonight. It's been delightful being here. It's been a pleasure.
Good night.
Yeah. Have a great night, y'all.
Happy Halloween.
Bye.
I say we cap this stream at midnight. Just because it's no longer Halloween. No point in the stream.
And it's in 15 minutes.
Exactly.
And we're all East Coast.
Yeah. Works out. Here, we'll watch this and I'll give some behind the scenes filming back to filming this. We're just gonna skip the intro because it's boring.
The work on Sodor.
This is like one of my favorite episodes you did.
Many jobs still need.
I think it's really good. I think the night scenes
Thomas
really,
and
really
Percy
pop
puff
here.
quietly across the island, delivering the mail to every station. Gordon takes a late night express.
No, it's
to
obviously it was
Mainland.
before I had the tubes for the smoke machine, so the smoke is still
Yeah,
exploding.
Gordon just exploded there.
James takes small goods and work trains.
Yeah, all the engines just kind of explode in steam, but okay.
But
this was the very
That's
first time.
flying tipper.
This is the very first time I built this set, and I left it up the entire afternoon.
The
to
engines
film with
don't
it.
always pull these.
I don't
trains.
blame
I got
with you.
3 shots out of it.
Sometimes other jobs take importance, but there is one job none of the engines like: the scrap runs.
So because I didn't have a tube, I
Every
couldn't get the
engine
fog
dreaded
to
going to the
settle
scrapyard.
when filming.
The sounds,
So I just had to
lights, and
constantly
sights are enough to
respray
make
the
any
set with
engine
smoke,
work
and so
in
basically the
one
whole
day.
house was just filled
No one liked
with this
place,
smoke.
but the job needed to be done.
And I ended up with a cold for
One
about
night,
2
Gordon,
weeks
Henry, and
from
James
all the
were at
smoke
the big station waiting to leave.
that I had to use to film with.
Whenever that owl hoots, a mist rolls in.
I think I
said
can
Henry
still
warily.
vaguely hear it in the
"Don't be
narration that my
daft," retorted
throat is
James.
still a little bit clogged up.
I'm not, replied Henry. I was giving you a warning. Please, said Gordon. First the rain, now this. Whatever else are you afraid of? Don't say I didn't warn you, Henry remarked, and he left with his train.
Because of set limitations here, Henry's train is actually
Henry's
split up
being
into 2
silly,
halves.
said Gordon. It's supposed to be clear all
So
night.
that was actually that second
He
shot.
was wrong.
This second shot was pulled by hand. Henry wasn't
Fog
doing
rolled
that.
in. It wasn't very thick, but it forced James to go slower. He soon arrived at the scrapyard. The fog gave everything an eerie look. Nothing to fear. It's just fog, he assured himself.
I actually had to cut 3 lines of dialogue because I forgot to film the scene of James puffing through the countryside with this train.
His driver and fireman went to check with the yardmaster before they left. James was alone.
And a mixed traffic engine.
This is fine. Nothing to worry about. Henry was being silly. he
This
thought
is
to himself,
fine.
but he still
This is
felt
fine.
nervous. Suddenly, he heard a puffing sound. Hello, he said nervously. There
Hello.
was no reply.
Hi.
Then
Stop, that's
there was
too
a
uncanny.
mystical shape. It looked like an engine, but there was no face. It rolled closer and closer to James. He became frightened and frantic. Help! Help! He whistled. His crew returned and James shot away before the figure could reach him. The next day, James confided in Gordon. The ghost train! I saw it! Nonsense, you were just imagining things. I was not, he said sternly. Really, quizzed Gordon. Then I'll come with you tonight and show you there's nothing to be afraid of. The 2 engines arrived at the scrapyard with James in front and Gordon behind. The fog had rolled in again. Pah! This fog is
Really, the
nothing.
only reason
See,
James
it's
is in
just
front
a
of Gordon
scrapyard,
is just
Gordon
because
huffed.
Bachman James doesn't have a
It's
front
not
coupler.
nothing. I'll show you where I saw it.
That and I love Gordon's lamp.
Fine, Gordon agreed.
Yeah, I just totally didn't catch that when I was filming.
Still, it's fine.
It's funny.
Yeah.
They arrived back where James last saw the figure. The fog.
I have tons of behind the scenes, not tons, but I have a lot of behind the scenes footage
It was hard
of
to
when
see.
I was filming these sets, like how I did the red lighting and red
Gordon
light.
scoffed, but then they heard something.
there's the C class I was showing off before, just
That's what I
sideways.
heard last night. Who's there? Called Gordon. Again, there was no reply. Then, the figure began to emerge from the fog next to them. Goodness gracious, shouted Gordon. A whistle rang out. Gordon and James whistled in fear. Let's get out of here! But before they could, they heard a familiar grumbling voice. Come on, you piece of... Oh, hello, James. Hello, Gordon. What are you two doing here? Gordon and James were stunned. They looked at the ghost train, then behind it again. So it wasn't a ghost train, sighed James. It was only Henry moving this piece of scrap.
This
Ghost
piece of
train,
crap.
mused Henry. You two were so scared of the fog that you thought this old
Gordon
scrap engine was
disses
a
his own
ghost.
dead brother.
Well,
Yeah.
you see, we didn't actually think it was a ghost. We thought that, but it was too late to explain themselves. Henry laughed and laughed. From that day on, Gordon and James didn't tease Henry about being scared. They know that anyone and everyone can get scared, and that's okay. And that there's no such thing as ghost trains.
I love the sound design for that last part.
That took a minute. It took a minute to figure out how to do that, but it came out good. Also, I do just want to point out that there is the tender for City of Churro sitting up here on top of what is the miniature gauge engine, you know, their little ballast chute. That's what it's sitting on top of.
Oh.
So the ballast, you can see like there's the handrails and there's like the X pattern for the thing. So I had that. I had like all of my industrial buildings like scattered throughout the set. So let me pull up Mr. Ghost Train himself because I still have it. Of course I do.
I look like Jay Schlatt.
Yeah.
I guess I am the Schlatt of this group.
Here is the Ghost Train. This is the model. It is from my very, very first Bachman Gordon that I probably got close to 2011, I want to say. It didn't last very long. I don't know what happened, but something happened with like the gearing and stuff like that, or like there was like cotton and fluff in his motor, but basically he stopped working. So I took out all the gears and I made him a freewheeler for this. I took off all the side rods so the wheels can be in different positions. I think the whistle was already missing by the time I did this, but I scratched up stuff like the dome. I scratched up the thing. I took off the funnel basically. And I only ever painted up, like fully decorated this side of the chassis. The other side still has the blue wheels and piston. So I tried not to show this side up, but if you look really, really closely, there is a shot of like the camera's like here. So you can see, if you look really, really closely, you'll be able to see like the edge of this piston show up in blue. But yeah, I put some writing on him inspired from the Holden Yard model. So at the front, he says like, "Save me, go save me." And then back here, he says, "Do not move," which is, I think, funny since Henry is in fact moving him. And then unfortunately on the other side, which you never see because, you know, I didn't show the side off. The other side of the cab says, "You suck, Karen," which is a reference to the Boys Who Like Trains chat.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, Joe. Were you there for like the birth of that meme that lasted like?
I was told it one time, but you can tell the story for those that don't.
Yeah. So what ended up happening is at Strasbourg, there's this one. I think it's like a K4 or something like that, where the tender is just so dirty and rusty that like you can like write your name into the dust and it'll stay there.
No, it's sitting right in the turntable area. So.
Mm-hmm. So everyone signs their name on that tender, and I saw that on like the piston, like at the top of the piston, like the physical top of the piston, like the little
on top of the piss.
Sure. Someone had written their name, Karen, and so I had my friend record it, and I went up to it and I said, "You suck, Karen," and I crossed out the name Karen. And then I flipped off the camera, and then Naruto ran away because it was 2019, and I was a, joke. But yeah, so that's where that came from, and that actually became the name of like the Boys Who Like Trains chapter a little bit, along with the screenshot of me flipping off the name. But yeah, so that's where that "you suck Karen" bit comes in, and so I thought it'd be funny if I reference it on this side, but like you never see it. But yeah, this is in fact the ghost train. This is the one that chases James, and I still don't know if I'm ever gonna come back to this as like, oh, who was this engine? Why is it haunting? I don't know if I'm ever gonna come back to. I might be fun to kind of explore who this engine was and why it's
He
on.
died because of a Karen.
Exactly. Yeah.
He may be the ghost train, but he's also the goat train.
I also need to like remove like the entire motor block because I don't know why I didn't. I think I kept it in for weight reasons.
Yeah.
But I really should remove it because if you look, you can just see the motor. I think you can actually see it in the thumbnail of the video. I think if you look at the thumbnail, hold on, let me see. Yeah, it's right in the thumbnail of the video. If you look in the thumbnail, it's.
Oh my god, you're right.
Oh man,
it's just there. You can just see the motor.
Oh my god.
I wish I could zoom in, but like if you look, you can see the white. So.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
He's an interesting specimen, that ghost train.
It's interesting because it's like, what is the story behind this? It's like one of the scrap Gordons. You know, they did this in the show. There were like 2 scrap Gordons, I think. So it might be an interesting thing to come back and visit this and like see why there's another. I called him an A4. Be interesting to come back and see why there's another A1 scrapped on Sodor. That might be an interesting concept. I may revisit that. Maybe next year I'll revisit it. But yeah, Halloween isn't my favorite season, so if I do plan this, I'll have to like film it in like July or something like that, so I can actually have it ready for October.
I think that is a very interesting story concept, and I think at some point you should execute it. But if not, I like the mystery of it. But speaking of stories, I feel like this is the perfect story to end the night on because I wanted to revisit this moment because I feel like the most underrated thing I can do is just the impression of Matt E93.
Oh no.
and it started with a joke. Like me and Matt, I think at first, like we just knew each other. We were just mutes. You know what I mean? Like we would pass by online and I'd be like, hey, you're that guy. Oh, hey, you're that guy. And it's just like, okay. And then at one point I voiced in his video, I played like an extra. It was the Boko story. And then after that, it was just like, oh, cool. All right. And then I think it was like, yeah, it was for April Fools because I told Matt, dude, hear me out. I could do an impression of you. We should do a video that fools everyone. And then he was just like, all right. And the video was just, it was a blank screen. It was filmed on my phone. It took like maybe 4 or 5 takes to do it right. But literally at the end, it cuts from me doing the voice to just showing my face saying April Fools. And it was just like, people were saying, Oscar moment. Where's his Emmy? Where's the GOAT award for this shit? And I was like, okay. But I don't know. I just don't know why that just became a thing for me. Like, I just love doing the voice whenever it's like just in the most random of times, because then I'll just see people like bat an eye. Like at Edison, I remember like doing the voice once, and people bat an eye were like, "Is Matt here?" Like, or they would look at me and just be like, "What?"
I've actually never heard your enterprising voice until today. So that was
Really?
like, yeah, no, I've never heard it until just now. Like that like shook me. I was like, whoa, that was like it's really uncanny.
To do the voice, you have to have 3 key things. It starts out, and I think it's so funny. I love Matt, so it's really just my thought process when I do it. So I started off doing like one impression, and then it evolved into another because there's a lot of things that you got to take into note. So it started with me like trying to do an Elmo voice, and then it just turned into Matt. I'm not kidding. It started with Elmo because the way to do Elmo is you start off with Stitch from Lilo and Stitch, where it's like, well, Hannah means family. And then you raise that up to be Elmo. It's like, oh, Elmo says, "Give me 1, 2, 3s." And then at one point, I was like going like, "Oh, oh," and then like,
oh my god,
right there, I was just like, "Wait, I could do this voice," and then like I was like, "Wait a minute, this sounds like Matt." So then I like look at some videos. I looked
Wait,
at
I'm
one
sorry.
of his
Can you just do
update
that? That was
announcements.
really funny. You just went from like Stitch to Elmo. That was like a really funny progression. Can you please do that again?
So you start with Stitch. This is Stitch. Does Stitch have to go on the ship? And then you do Elmo on Sesame Street. And then you have Matt from EE93.
That's
is
really funny.
no,
And
that
I'm
is
doing this as
like
Ted Lasso.
bonkers, man. This is bonkers.
I want to do
Also,
like
'cause I'm Ted Lasso, I could do that
like,
voice,
what did
too.
these two have in common? And it's just Elmo and then a picture of Matt.
And it's even funnier when we have the giant Elmo doll. So it's like it all comes full circle.
No, someone's gonna get a Stitch plush now or something, and so like complete the trifecta.
Oh, I have a Stitch plush.
Oh, hi, Johnny.
Hey, John.
John, nice
We're
to see
ending
you.
the stream.
So the main thing to sum up this story, the main things you got to remember with Matt is his type of comedy, which is like he's got a cadence with his voice. So he just says like the most casual things, but very specific or very random. So also he has like this like what's that thing where it's like that kind of voice where it's just like
Level?
you know, like you're just always talking like this.
Like a rolling
what's that called?
rasp.
Like it's a
It's kind of I think
because he's got a rasp.
Yeah, I think John DiMaggio or something says he's got like a rolling rasp when he kind of has to do that pitch for like Bender or something.
Yep. So like, so he has a high rasp. It's like, hello everyone, Enterprising Engine 93 here, and I have some news to tell you all, specifically on all. And then like,
true.
For the bit, I was doing a line where it was like he was giving bad news in the April Fool's video. He was saying like, I am moving to the Chuggington fandom. This has nothing against you people. You're lovely. I love you to death. But Thomas just isn't my cup of tea anymore. It just doesn't vibe with me anymore. So I hope you all understand the times are a-changing. So peace, love, and then April Fools. Like it was just so blunt. And then like every now and then I'll just do the voice, whether he definitely notices. And I hope he always means that it's like roast level. It's nothing like if he were to do an impression of me, I would fucking die of laughter. I'm not kidding. I bet you could probably do an impression of me, Matt, or something, or someone.
Oh, I don't know.
There's got to be someone who can. Because it's like my voice is just lower Matt.
Yeah.
Because he's up here, and then I'm right here. Because I have a very bubbly voice while he's just like the reciprocal of that. I'm low but energetic. He's up here and relaxed. It's actually polar opposites.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. But and then I think I could try doing an impression of you, Matt, but I just need to hear your voice a little bit more.
Oh God, I speak way too much.
Yeah, but I speak way too little. So.
I don't know. I would have to study Matt's voice because I mean we're both in that same like vocal range. Like I'm baritone, you're kind of like tenor. You know what I mean?
Yep.
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 Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Dale, I'm gonna kick your ass.
I'm more of like doing accents rather than like impersonating voices.
Oh, totally.
Like I'll do like my own takes on like the Thomas character voices, but like replicating other people's like voices and stuff like that isn't something I've ever tried to do. So
it's very specific for me. Like I could do like Matt E93 and like maybe who's another like Thomas YouTuber? Like say a few. See if like I need like to remember who I can do voices of.
Let's see, Ed, Jaden, Brendan, any of the Busted Buffers guys, like Train Model.
who is there? There's a lot of people.
Yep, there is a lot of people. I mean, me and Matt and John can all do the stereotypical Brendan voice when he does James, where it's just like, yeah, here's my James voice.
Yeah, he's James. I love doing James.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And I
watch
think
your
the
cookie
best way to
platter.
describe Jaden's voice is literally just a lower version of mine. Because, like, hang on, that's like, he's very reserved when he talks.
Yes.
Yeah. So, are we gonna do some?
Fuck, like, I
No,
need to hear
that's
Jaden's
pretty
voice
much.
more.
No, that is pretty close actually.
Yeah,
and
that's pretty close.
Because, like, he'll just say the most random thing. Like, he'll be either really bubbly 1 minute just for a bit, or then he'll just be, like, so quiet and reserved sometimes. Like, we'll be in a regular conversation. Like, when I first met him at Oaks, he was, like, the first person I met at Oaks. He was, like, he taps me on the shoulder because I'm by the Bachman displays on the glass shelves. He's like,
Hey, are you Joe?
yeah, what's up?
Oh, I'm Jaden. 247.
Oh, hey, what's up? And then, like, then you'll just see a video of him just going like, "New inbox Erdls."
I would like to state for the record that my notification sound on my phone, like whenever I get a text or like a Twitter notification or anything, is Jaden going new inbox Erdls.
Can I send you
Edison
a
is always a
text just
trip
to prove that point?
because I always have I never have my notifications on like normal day-to-day stuff, but like for like the trips and stuff in case I need to contact anyone, I always have my
Here,
notifications up.
turn
So
on
it's
your
always
ringer and we'll see if we can hear it. I'll send you a text.
Hold on, let me turn on my
Oh, here we go.
And then
all right, it's up. Send me a text.
There we go. Read the message I sent you.
You just sent new inbox. He just read the message. Look at that.
It's like the best.
Also, if I tweet something, Twitter makes like 2 separate notifications for like sending tweet and tweet sent. So they go new inbox, Erdls. Here, let's see.
He's that
I'm just gonna
like
new.
He's
inbox
flabbergasted.
Erdl. Here, let's see. I'm gonna hit send. You guys ready? Let's see what happens. It cut itself off. That's interesting. Okay.
He had a
Sometimes I
stroke.
guess.
Rip.
But yeah.
Don't worry, he's in sabbatical.
Well, it is now 12:09 p.m. or a.m. I should say, which
It's
means it is
12
officially
o'clock
November
somewhere.
1st. So come on, stand up. Merry Christmas.
That's a Christmas card.
Hi, Jesse. Welcome to the stream. We're ending it. Merry Christmas.
Bye, Jesse.
Yeah, sorry for you West Coast
Hi,
guys.
Jesse. Well, bye.
I'll tell you what's up, guys. You down.
Well, you know what? Now you're up.
Hey, it's like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, my hat. Yeah, wait. Hey, hi, Joe. How you doing down there?
Oh, hey, what's up, Tom?
Other way.
Matt.
There you are.
I mean, if we do this another time, I'll probably use my cam, but my room looks like crap. So.
Wait. Hey, you need a pen? Joe, you need a pen?
Wait, yeah.
Need a pen? Ready?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Whoa, we did it.
That's pretty wild. I got to see that on the playback.
All right, toss it back up to me.
All right, ready?
Yep. Whoa, look at that.
This is wild.
You want to gauge one fat controller figure?
Go long.
Here you go. Just chucks him. Oh, wait, here you go. Stay hydrated. Joe, stay hydrated.
Wait.
Whoa,
Wait, shoot. Let me try that again. Let's try that again.
All right, there you go. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Whoa. I tossed mine and somehow landed in the trash.
Oh, man. Well, now that it's officially November 1st, In 1 week, I turned 20 years old, and I am shaving the hell out of this. This is shit. I'm
There are a
growing
lot
my
of-
beard back.
There are
Who
a
knows?
lot of
Maybe in time
birthdays.
for Christmas.
Whoa! I should leave my beard up for Christmas and dye it white.
That would be funny. And then
Become
I'll just look
Santa.
like George Carlin when I dye mine white.
Ratchet, batchet, dirty old. Nah.
Now, what exactly is a water landing? Because to me, it sounds like crashing into the ocean.
Well, folks, I think that was a good stream. Wouldn't you say, Joe?
I couldn't agree more. And as
What
Ted
if-
Lasso would say,
What about you, Thomas? What do you think?
Yep.
Give it a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. I should have appeared earlier.
Yeah, that was my bad, but I paid for you to be here, so.
You don't pay me to breathe.
Well, I paid the thing for you to be here, so.
Thank you, man. Mad
You're
respect.
Well, you may not have been here at the beginning, but you sure as hell made it to the end.
Yeah. Happy Halloweeners.
Okay.
Have a happy
Happy Halloweenus.
That's what makes this stream demonetized.
Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the stream. We're all gonna go sleep. It's a good thing I'm not going to work tomorrow. Or today, I guess.
I only have rehearsal for acapella tomorrow. That's not bad. It's at 10
Oh
in
yeah,
the
speaking
morning.
of work, if you're gonna buy model train supplies or just model trains, buy from Train World.
Also, if you need
pay
voice
me.
commissions, I'm your guy. And if you need art commissions, there you go.
Yeah, that.
Thomas does art.
Yeah,
That's great art. Great art.
So let's do a recap. It's like a learning segment.
So the lesson of the day is give us all money. We
Yeah.
really like it.
So we
Prices negotiable.
So we can pay to
for us
live.
to.
Don't use AI for to make art.
Yeah.
Reject AI. Actually pay people for their works.
Fuck you, Al.
That's it.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.